Hey, y'all. Wow. Hey, super nurse. Thank you so much. It says, it's Barbara. I emailed you and you responded. I'm here in Dar. Definitely want to see you and bless you with something for the information you gave us. Okay, Miss Barbara, thank you so much. How y'all doing out there? I know by the time you watch this, America would have chosen a president. Um, you know, you would have had somebody like you'd have somebody and you don't know how you got him, or you have somebody you don't want and you don't know what happened. Uh, Let me tell you, these elections are a trip, right? Here in Tanzania, they shut off the internet from the 27th of July, October, the day before elections. They shut off the internet, um, and we just got it back today. So I'm like, I miss y'all. I haven't talked to you in a while. Hey, Safaya. I have a lot of you who were my original subscribers who are actually here in Dar es Salaam, and it's just great to finally meet some of you and see some of you, and and finally get to see the people that I've been talking to this whole time. But man, what a trip, right? So almost 2 weeks without the internet, and we made it, we pulled through. I'm so proud of the Tanzanian people. From what I understand, it was a decent election. It's not something as confusing as we have back home in the States. Hey, Cosmic, how are you? Yeah, so I mean, it's nothing like what we have back in the States, but this trend of shutting down the internet to protect African elections is something serious, and I don't see anything wrong with it. I come from a country that is very close to the United States of America, as in proximity, and they have imported their media, their journalism, their everything to sway the mentality of the people of my country. And so, I'm yes, that was the ancestors agreeing with me, honey. The phone jumped out and goes, yes, Renee, you're telling the truth, right? So I come from a place where the United States have been involved in our politics for a long time, shaping our governments and choosing our people and installing people. Read a book called Confessions of an Economic Hitman. There are multiple documentaries that list the CIA's involvement in Jamaica's politics, and you see the politics is swayed by the media. And hey, Gibson, thank you from the Zambia. Hi, Denise. Hey, Donnie, what's up, honey? Right? So the United States is their common practice to interfere in countries that they would like to sway their political views. And I don't know Tanzanian politics enough to say, which party is right, which party is better. I don't know. But all I know is it is very important. Tanzania as a country is extremely important to East Africa. It is extremely important to the entire continent of Africa. And Tanzania, if you didn't know, is considered the birthplace of humanity. So when scientists go back and they trace human beings where they came from, they find that the source of humanity, life on this planet, came from this country, Tanzania. Obviously, it was before it was this country, but the Europeans chopped it up and made it into Tanzania. But anything that important is worth protecting. And this is why I'm not really completely mad at them. I'm mad just a wee bit, but Tanzania is far too important to have any kind of external influences involved in their system. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not that upset. You see, when you go onto in any city in America, you'll find a Walmart. If you went to that same city probably 10, 15 years ago, you'd find a hardware store, you'd find a butcher shop, you'd find a tailor, you'd find any kind of little, artisan shops surrounding that area. Introduce Walmart, these big box stores. These big box stores, they come through and they control the entire environment. They control the hardware. They control everything because they can buy the goods cheaper and distribute it faster, therefore putting those small businesses out of business. And when you think about that, when you come into a place like Tanzania, there is no Walmart, right? The hardware store is still handled by a small little guy handling his hardware. If you go to my country, Jamaica, you can open a store if you like to, but you'd be out of business very quickly because the Chinese handle all commerce. So you want to sell sheets, the Chinese have a foothold on that. You want to sell hair, weave, the Chinese got a foothold on that. They don't have those kinds of problems in Tanzania, right? And it all comes from the political influences, and um, it comes from the media that sways people's minds towards their politics. So you have to be very cognizant of what it is that you're signing up for when you come to places like Tanzania. They passed a lot of laws, I think, probably 2 or 3 years ago, about sedition, and you can't make certain kind of derogatory remarks, and you can't use the media to publish certain things. And I think that's fair. I think it's fair. I think it's fair, knowing and understanding the necessity and the power of a place like Tanzania that borders so many other countries that depend on it, that borders the African Ocean. They call it the Indian Ocean, right? But I mean, any country. Hey, Alexis, how you doing? All right. Hey, Lucretia. Yes. So, for me, Tanzania could do no wrong. I don't really particularly know how they feel about me, but it's all good because I think the sovereignty of a people is extremely important. The sovereignty of your ability to make your own livelihood with and make your own decisions is extremely important. The way how I saw the international media drag Tanzania and the leaders of Tanzania before the election, they were dragging and kicking and dragging. And I said to myself that, something, this goes back to this racist mentality of white people, that Black people are not able to have peaceful and quiet elections, that they can't govern themselves, that they don't have the ability to do that. Only white folk can do that. And then when I try to watch the elections in America, but the same people that had an emergency meeting about Tanzania, the same people, look at you. Look at your elections. Woo. Like that. They shut that. Yes. They Yes, the elections in America is a mess. We don't know who's winning. The electoral college says you got this many votes. This one says you got that many votes. This state, that state. People want to stop the counting. Like, why vote if every vote doesn't matter? But y'all want to police other people's elections, right? You want to influence and infiltrate other people's elections, right? But excuse me, yours is a total mess. People threatening to sue, people threatening to do this and threatening to do that because of this outcome. Come on. You don't believe in your own democracy? What is democracy? What is democracy? So I want to talk about it. Yeah, it's very ghetto. It's a hot mess. Yes, Alexis, it's ghetto. Exactly. Why not African? As far as I'm concerned, yep. As far as I'm concerned, I believe that what Tanzania did by shutting down, certain social media sites, even though they messed me up for school, and even though I wasn't able to get on my Zoom classes, and even though I had like a mini conniption, I saw it. Like it's a necessity. It is an absolute valid necessity to do something like that when your country and people like us is depending on a country like this to belong to, or depending on a country like this to run to, right? I mean, they could have had some kind of clap behind monkey, right? Some kind of clapback monkey that was doing everything America said, and they would have shut down right along with everybody else. They would have shut down the entire country. All these people that are out here in the streets driving bajajis and driving their bodas and making their living and frying their fish on the side of the road and selling their little fruits, they would have had to go home and lock down and not have anything to feed their children. Meanwhile, we would be stuck in coronavirus. We'd be on lockdown. We wouldn't have nowhere to go. So as far as I'm concerned, they're right. Whatever they have to do and continue to do what they need to do, they are right. Okay, so let me see. Right? Yeah, America. It's meddlesome. America is extremely meddlesome. Right? They want to put their fingers in every pie, and meanwhile they can't keep a watch on their own stove. So anyway, that's it for politics, y'all. So how y'all doing out there? What's going on? Anything good to share? I mean, there's so many of you are showing up in African and overwhelming me. You're like, Renee, we here, and I love it. I love it. Like, I didn't do any like, oh, I hit 1,000, 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, 3,000 subscribers. I didn't celebrate that. What I wanted to celebrate was this repatriation movement, that it is finally happening. And I want those of you who are, you're on, you wanted to see Kamala Harris and Joe Biden win the White House, and it's historical. You wanted to see that happen, but remember, you're not out of danger, okay? The ship is still sailing over the flat earth. The ship is still sailing, and it's still going to fall off the edge of the flat earth, okay? So don't you get it in your mind that this election changes anything. Don't you get it in your mind that we have some kind of hope now, and it's all, and you all get to stay in America now. And I promised you, if Donald Trump loses, there will be an election. I'm sorry, there will be a war. If Donald Trump wins, there will be a war. And the fact that it took this long to count the votes, and I don't know if you were looking at what I was looking at, these margins are extremely close, like 2%. Joe Biden was having like 2%, 3%, 1% leads in some places. And that's not enough of a margin to demonstrate that this country is not, the United States isn't still divided. Y'all are still extremely divided. You are sitting on a powder keg, okay? So I don't want to, thank you, Pilar. I don't want to, be an alarmist and, like drive fear, but I want you to understand what you're sitting on. You're sitting on a powder keg. It doesn't matter who or what leads now. The ship is falling off the edge, okay? That entire civilization known of the United States of America is over, okay? Yes, the divided snakes. Yep, it's going to be worse that he's out, because these white people, they felt empowered. They felt like they had their power back. For all of those years, they felt like they had their power back. They felt like, Barack Obama was some kind of alien or whatever. Excuse me. They wanted to see him out. They wanted to feel their power. Okay, and you're taking the power away from them again, and the division is so tight that when you're looking at how close these states are in their electoral votes, how close the numbers are in these precincts that are the margin is extremely narrow, that all somebody has to do is sneeze and you got enough electoral votes in Pennsylvania or enough electoral votes in Georgia or enough electoral votes in Florida that's going to put somebody else in ahead. And this is going to be that Donald Trump is not going to let this go like that. Okay, he is going to go to the Supreme Court, and he has just put in Amy whatever Barrett her name is, and you watch. This is not going to go like this. Okay, let me see. Yeah, okay, here goes review site. Yeah, they're going back into full advantage of this crisis called coronavirus, and you better too. Okay, you better take full advantage of this crisis right here, right now, because this has opened the doors and the floodgates of the people who are repatriating, right? People are leaving. These white folks are serious. They leaving. They're a Trump. I said he will miss Trump. Yeah, the martial law is coming. It's coming. The forced vaccines are coming. It doesn't matter who the captain is. You're still on that ship, right? So you need to get your act right. You need to get your game right. Yep, and you need to. It's time for you to go. Who's coming in? Anybody would like to join me in the let's see now, right? You pack. Yeah, pack the house. Keep going. Yeah, this thing is real. Oh, yes, life little things, to be honest with you. Okay, so thank you so much for switching the topic, right? So, okay, I wanted to do this because I wanted to talk a little bit about the Exodus house. A lot of people don't realize that I've had this property in the middle of July. I would like to say like July the 18th. When I got the property, I began to just cut the grass to see what was underneath it. This is in August. So something like the 12th or the 18th of August, right? Let's see. What? They're offering debt relief for vaccine. Oh my God. Okay, so hopefully the Exodus house will be finished soon, because I'm going to tell you all that I've done so far, right? This is, I don't know if you can see it, but this is like 2 pages in my little notebook of all the work. It's in a spreadsheet, but I haven't updated the spreadsheet in a month, right? So this is all of the stuff that I've done so far. Let me see, I have a guest waiting. Yes, we have a guest, y'all. Hello, Mr. Nov. Yes. Add to the stream.
Hello.
Hey, honey.
How are you?
I'm well. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yes, you're looking all beautiful with your Queen Africa earrings. You came through on a 15-minute notice. She was like, "Let me put on this turban, honey, and I'll be there."
Yes, I
You're
will
looking,
be there. I
you're
will,
looking great.
thank you.
You're, yes, you're looking great, honey. So I don't know if you got the first part of what I was saying when I was talking about the elections here in Tanzania and how, they had a right to shut down the internet, even though they messed up my whole entire life. They have a right to protect their version of democracy, which a lot of people forget. Tanzania is a social democracy. It's not pretending to be anything that it is not, and they have a right to protect themselves. So you had sent me a couple of links, and to me,
Wait. We ain't trying to talk about all that. We trying to laugh about the U.S. election. Look,
oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
was laughing. It was leading up to that. It's leading up to that, honey, because they're trying to. These suckers, are out here clowning these Africans. Like, these Africans can't control their own elections. Hold on, they were in the BBC. They were in the Guardian. They were dragging Africa through the mud. And then look at them. Look at you. Woo! Woo.
You throw that
Worse than a third world country. They can't even figure it out. They don't know if they're going.
Somebody blocked me on Instagram because I said, honey, I had to come all up out of my crown. I said, you got a dumb, stupid. I really went off because she was talking about Africa being a third world country and the elections looking like Africa. I was like, you will never in your wildest dreams, honey, get Africa out your mouth. Do you hear me? And she blocked me. I'm like, look, boo. We ain't come here to play. But I just look, honey, did you see the video? I'm dressed up today because did you see the video from Paula White? Did you see Paula White?
I was trying. No, we ain't had no internet. So
look, if y'all have not seen Paula White,
what was Miss Paula saying? Tell us.
If y'all have not seen the false prophet, if y'all have not seen her, and I don't mean if I'm offending somebody, look.
No, I know her. I know her. I know who she is. I know what she's about. Yes.
So she's Trump's political advisor. So she was praying to the African
spiritual advisor.
Praying. What day was this? Wednesday, Thursday. Praying to the African angels to come over and help Trump. Yes, honey, to help Trump win the election. Look, I had to block that. I had to block. So today, y'all go out. Look, check out. If you just, check out my channel today, because hubby and I had to do a response song from the ancestors. They woke me up this morning, and we said, "Look, don't call on me. Don't call me."
What did you say?
Don't call me.
Hold on, wait, girl. What did you just say?
Paula said that she was in her prayer, that she's calling on the angels of Africa and South America to come and intervene on Trump's behalf for the election. We have to cancel that thing. You don't play with the ancestors. You might wind up somewhere, but it seems like the ancestors spoke, and it ain't what you want, honey. It ain't what you want. It ain't what the
Let me put my pearls on so I can clutch my pearls. I got to clutch my pearls, honey. What did you say?
I said, honey, this ain't what you want. These ain't the ancestors that you want to call. Who you trying
She's calling on the African. She's calling on the African ancestors.
African angels, and the angels from South America, and those angels.
Well, it's okay. No, it's okay. You know what? No, I'm gonna tell you why it's okay. I'm gonna tell you why it's okay. I'm gonna tell you why it's okay.
And I want
the day when you call my name, I know not who you are. I know not who you are. So on the day that you call upon me, I know not who you are. I say move to the side because I don't know who you are. Okay, that is they got the answer. She called and she got the answer. I do not know who you are. So what about Jesus? White Jesus? Wait, what you say? White Jesus don't answer prayers no more? White Jesus?
I told her, my husband and I did a song today. Look,
I
call Jesus. Don't call the ancestors. Call Jesus. You might want to pick up the main line for this one. You need to call Jesus on this one, honey. Because what the African ancestors is going to do for you after you done call him poop hole countries and you've said all this stuff. Look, honey, and you robbed and kidnapped and raped. You better, you waiting on Babylon. You're trying to make Babylon fall faster than it's falling. You going to get it out your
mouth. Listen. She let them call because Jamaican people would have said they're calling down crosses. Let them call it on themselves. Let them call it on themselves. Let them call it on themselves because it will come back on them.
Yeah.
Calling on the African spirit, the African what?
Can you imagine?
Oh, you know what though? They felt because Kamala Harris has the vote for Kamala Harris was not about Black people. It was about the Asian vote. Okay, it was about those wealthy Indians in Texas. It's the Asian vote. It was not a Black vote. They were not pandering to the Black. They weren't pandering to the Latinos. They're pandering to the Asian vote.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So that's what that vote for Kamala Harris was about.
Right.
And there are villages, their whole entire villages praying for Kamala Harris in India.
Right.
Okay. So they felt like the way that they were going to counteract that was the African ancestors. But them was like, oh, Shango was like, oh, do tell. I will send you some lightning and some thunder, let you find out how about this. Okay. Wow. She called on the African spirits.
Look and see. This is the problem. This is the problem right here. The problem is what I've said all along, that they have used your African power, spiritual consciousness against you and gave you a weak Christianity, a weak religion. And I said it, I approved this message, and I gave you a weak religion in its place. But behind the scenes, all the time, they took your power and your authority, and they've been calling on your ancestors the whole time while you refusing to
call on their God. They took the name of your God, right? They took the name of your God, replaced it with some kind of washed out, weak story that didn't even exist, right? Gave you the name of Hermes Trismegistus, and pronounce no Hermes Trismegistus. Right? Yes. You can't pronounce the Thoth. You can't pronounce the names. You can't even say the Lord is my shepherd. I have what I want. You can't even call yourself that you are the power of God lives in you. You can't even call that. You're waiting for something outside of you to present it to you because that's the mentality that they give you. Right? So they've been calling on our ancestors, telling us, oh, Obi is wrong, Voodoo is wrong, this is wrong, everything is wrong, Sensory is wrong, everything is wrong. But meanwhile, their God is waiting till you die to answer you. Okay? Right. And heaven and earth is right here for all of us to live and enjoy. They want you to die first. While they're living it up.
Right. While and when the ancestors were calling, and they were saying, when the ancestors were calling and they were praying, hallowed be thy name, and they were sneaking out into the bush arbor and they were doing all, they were still using their herbs and still all this stuff Big Mama was doing and you didn't want to do. You refused to do all of these things. And so when the ancestors were calling and they were saying, talking about heaven on earth, talk about heaven and talk about heaven, honey, they was talking about Africa. Have you seen it?
Thank you.
Tanzania. Have you seen
the Garden of Eden? I said it at the very beginning that this place, Tanzania is known to be the cradle of life on the planet Earth, that all humans come from this planet. So if this is the cradle of life, isn't this also the Garden of Eden?
What you said. I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying she better call.
And also the Garden of Eden. If this is the cradle of humanity, isn't this also paradise and Garden of Eden? Isn't this also heaven?
She better call on Jesus. She better call on she better call on something she know before she wake up missing. She better call on something. You hear me? Did you see the girl that was calling on the voodoo? What's his name? Calling on Papa Legba.
Legba. Legba.
She came up missing. I hate to tell y'all folks, this ain't what you want. You need to call on something you know. Don't mess with stuff. Don't mess with power that you can't handle.
Okay.
All of this.
Okay, so let me tell you. Let me tell you something. Let me hold on, Sanal. Let me tell you something that they know. Yeah. They know. They already know. Okay, when you go for the job interview, when you can't get the job, know that they have already made their offering to Ogun for that job. When they know, don't believe that they're just blindly following YouTube and they don't know. They know. They are part of societies and friends that they know. They're getting their knowledge from Haiti. They're going in and out of Haiti and getting that knowledge from them. They can't really get that much of Jamaica because our science is a little bit different. Okay, our science, we don't need nothing but some clear water and a white candle. We don't need none of all of that. Okay, but let me tell you something. They know, and they do know.
Yeah. Oh no, I some of them don't know, but they think they know. But you're still playing around with something. It's interesting to me because there are so many similarities to Mississippi and where I grew up, because we work with water and we work with candles. We sit water in cups by doors. I watched my grandmother do it. When she would wash her hands, there would be certain ways that she would do things with her hands. So, and there are certain ways even now. There's been so many things hidden about the slave revolts. And so that's why Mississippi was such a harsh place, because I've seen people, even modern day, blow on someone or speak their name. We still have certain things in our culture about right now today in Mississippi. They will tell you if a woman buys you a pair of shoes, a man a pair of shoes, don't wear.
Don't put it on.
I'm just saying, because I feel
that's in our culture as well. That's in our Jamaican culture. And never let somebody put their handkerchief over your face. No, never let
let's not do that. No.
Yeah, never let somebody put their handkerchief over your face. We got our powers, right? But the thing is, we don't know how to trust that, because we think Jesus is so tangible, because we could see Jesus on a white cross and he got a big old black Bible. How a white man got a black book? I would like to know how this white man, he got himself a white book, a black book, right? The knowledge of of Christianity comes out of Ethiopia 300 years before Constantine the Great invaded Ethiopia and learned the knowledge of Christianity. 300 years before Constantine the Great adapted Christianity. So the knowledge of the one God, the Akhenaten, is ours from the very beginning, okay? Yeah. And the plurality of multitudes of gods that leads you to the Akhenaten, to the one God, comes from us from the very beginning. The problem is we have been broken in our mentality. We have been broken to think that this thing of the energy that we call God, this consistency of our ancestors, we have been broken to depend on something outside of us when it is all inside of us. Oh. We are it. We are every fiber of every ancestor that have made us up. We are every cell in our DNA of every sperm, every egg that has come together to create our union. They are inside of us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we can call them and we can send them and we can break any curse and we can do anything we put our mind to if we believe.
Mm-hmm.
If we know who we are, there is nothing that could break us if we know who we are. The problem is we are waiting for Jesus, we're waiting for Allah, we're waiting for Yahweh, we're waiting for everybody to show up when we are it. We are it. The essence of God lives in us. It lives in the plants. It lives in the shells. It lives in the animals. It lives in the air. It lives in the grass. It lives in everything. Why are we any less than a bird? And a bird finds food every day. Whatever it is that you put your mind to, wherever you want to be, you will have. Right? But the problem is they've broken us into thinking to look towards them for everything. You look to the white God the same way we look to a white man for a job. We look to a white God the same way we look to a white man for an opportunity, when neither of them have no goddamn interest in us. So the very first thing we have to do is break this concept of a white God, right? There's a guy, a Rastafarian, that did a song a couple of years ago, maybe 10, 12, 15 years ago, called "I Have No White God. Don't teach me anything wrong, because a white man won't save me from a white man's oppression." Okay? So we just need to understand in our mentality and our concept that whatever it is that they have presented to us to look outside of ourselves is false. All these rituals, these voodoo, the OBL, whatever it is just to invoke that energy that is living within us, to attract to us the things that we need to survive and go through this life. Because our ancestors did it on a plantation, right? They didn't just get up when they said, well, we should let these slaves go. There were people burning down stuff and killing people, and they were fighting, and they were doing all kinds of stuff. Where they got that kind of power from? Where'd they get that energy from?
I used to see old people sit here and do this when certain people would walk by. I didn't understand. They would sit here and do certain stuff. Till you do right by me, keep on coming. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. It was, and so I understand. Now I understand. At the time I was like, that's our finger itching, what's going on. But we don't understand truly how powerful we are. But they understand. But see, when we use the power, the melanin, that power that's within us, when we use it, we come out looking like this. Look at you, Renee, because you look like you looking a good 18 since you
all kind of work. Talking about you.
You know what I'm saying? Since you went back to Tanzania, I mean, you look a good 18. When they use it, they start looking shriveled and dried, and I'm just saying. So
at 18, they start looking bad at 18.
So be careful of the power that you use it. You lose what you think you can, honey. But I'm just telling you, the pit you dig and the hole you dig in, and you planning and plotting for somebody else is going to be the one that you fall in.
That catches you.
And see,
that catches you. That catches you, right? Jamaican people say, if you dig a hole, dig two.
See, that's what I'm
dig
saying.
Two.
I know this is that same. I'm telling you, these are the same exact people, y'all. We are the same exact people, and we have to tap into that inner power. I have been talking about this on my channel. I have been talking about tapping into this inner power of who you are, because, honey, baby, we have forgotten that with my mind, I'm already in Tanzania. With my mind, I'm already in Africa. With my mind, I'm already creating, and I'm already there. Now, I would worry the heck out of Renee, and I will ask her all the questions that I have to ask. Yes, I will. But am I coming? I'm sure enough coming, because these fools over here protesting and riding down these streets with these big old flags. Washington D.C. is boarding up already. Who else is boarding up? Was it Philadelphia? It's a couple of other major cities. New York, they're already.
New York is boarding up.
They're already boarding up their stores.
It's coming.
Yeah, that's living in Washington, and she was talking about walking up and down the streets. They're asking people to stay at home. They've asked several colleges to the kids not to go out, for them to get prepared, to have water and food that can at least last them a week or two. They've already deployed the National Guard to New York. They're deploying it to Washington as well. They've already deployed the National Guard to where is it? Seattle. So we have to tap into this power of protection and understand. I'm warning people, if you're still in the States, if you're still in the West, you need to know this ain't your fight, honey. This is not your fight. This ain't your fight.
It is not.
This ain't got
cockroach.
You.
Jamaican people say cockroach don't business in a full fight.
What?
We the cockroaches. They're the fowls. We need to get the hell away before they start picking on each other. And this is really happening. It's really coming. I was just analyzing like how the votes were coming in and looking at the states in the division. Like Donald Trump didn't lose by no like 300,000 or millions. He was losing by very slim margins, right? Mm-hmm. And the people on the other side were saying, well, the Democrats are stealing the election. I'm like, oh no, so you're saying that you wanted more Mexican children to be kidnapped and raped and put in detention camp? You're saying that we wanted more black men dead. You're saying that we wanted more of the same racist and misogynistic kind of rhetoric that was coming out of his face. You're saying, oh no, nobody, we like that. We liked it so much that they would have to steal it from us.
Look, honey.
Yup.
And when you realize who the enemy is, you know they don't care nothing about that. They will put those babies in jail just as well as they will put ours in jail. And they will kill those babies and rape those and misuse those. They don't care nothing. While she was opening her gate, talking about the coming calling on angels for South Africa. If they come from South Africa, don't you think they will release their babies that are with? What the world is she twisted kind of mentality is this going on here?
And hold on. And you said she was calling for the spirits from Latin America too, from South America.
Yeah.
So aren't those the same babies? Aren't those the same protection angels that were protecting those babies that y'all locked up and threw away the key and be raping, and 90% of them go missing in the system? And no, I mean, my heart hurt to hear that, you know, they just separated parents and took the children and did all kinds of stuff with these kids. But, you know, that alone is a human rights travesty, right? And, you know, like, I mean, either which way, whichever way the snake is going, right? It's just a new head on the same old snake, right? And we melanated black people, they were killing black folk under Barack Obama. They were killing black folk under George Bush. They were killing black folk under Bill Clinton. Remember Amadou Diallo? They're killing black folk like dogs, no matter what, in the United States. So you can sit there if you want to, but this movement is happening. And I'm telling you, I am overwhelmed with all of these people just showing up. I'm happy that they're showing up. I'm glad that it's here, and I'm not just the only crazy person walking around, you know, talking about repatriation. I'm happy that it's here, but you all need to wake up and just and realize that it is time to go. It's time to go. Don't wait. Do not wait any longer. Do not pass go. Yep. Yes.
And then they're trying, you know, hard to replace you. And I keep people looking at me crazy when I say that, but come on, somebody. You're not safe with you're not safe with either one, because one is, and I, you know, please hear me. Hear the spirit in which I say this. As much as I respect President Obama, and as much as I have some, I ain't finna tell that lie, because you know, the ancestors have been talking to me all day. And Kamala Harris is not my favorite. I mean, the things that she's done to African Americans here, jailing African American parents who were truant, the young lady who she had sickle cell, had been in and out of the hospital, and because of the truancy laws, she couldn't get her school. The plan worked out while she was the daughter was in the hospital, so Kamala Harris jailed her, went out after the mom. The mom was the only caretaker, arrested her at the hospital, And it was such a horrible situation. So there's so many stories like that. There's the stories of innocent people that she has had jailed. And so what you see is when you see the numbers so close, what you saw is that a lot of African Americans, especially African American males, did not vote for Joe because of the 1994 crime bill, and did not vote for Kamala Harris. But you need to understand, one, Kamala comes from this Indian society and that she comes from, there's a caste system. And so what you have in America that's still operating is a caste system. And so they're continually trying to replace you, where they could have chosen Stacey Abrams or someone else who was fully African American, or someone who was someone who was, I call it,
who had African American blood, who had real African American blood.
African American blood, who was descendants of slaves. They are replacing you with people who are going to be more amenable. And Joe did it. Joe sat there and did it, and replaced with people who will be more amenable, more kind, more willing to smile and go along with the go along. But at the end of the day, he still needed Stacey Abrams in Atlanta and the mayor of Atlanta to pull it out of the hat for him so that he could win. There's no way he could have flipped Georgia had those two women had been done the work. And that's why my African self, because I was going to say some other words, is coming home to Africa, because I'm not fixing to continue to work for these people.
Well, you come on
about me, who don't care and who have nothing, that all they want to do is use me, use my vote, use my voice to prop them up to get where they're going. And as soon as they get where they're going, then they're going to flip. And I already told everybody that I know, because I posted on Facebook, I put it everywhere.
And they do it all the time, every 4 years.
When Joe flips and they flip and they start getting those large quotas to put Africans, jailing them, and start do all these crazy truancy law, don't call me, because I'm not going to want to hear it. You better get yourself to Africa. You better get yourself home, because you're not safe. You ain't safe. I'm just saying.
You're not safe. And you see, like, this, putting this Kamala Harris person, as you just broken her down, putting this Kamala Harris person in at this point in time. Watch Ojo die within a month or two, and she becomes president, and watch what happens under her watch. Okay? Listen, she is of Jamaican blood, just like me, and I should be happy, rah, rah, rah. But understanding how the political system works to disenfranchise African American people, she was used, that black part of her was used to curry the African American vote, but the Asian part of her was they were trying to appeal to that mass, right? And then the female part, they were trying to use to gather the votes of the women. And so they divvied her up and dissected her up, and of what value she would be to the institution, because Stacey Abrams, to me, would have made a better candidate. On my Facebook page, I mentioned that when they put her out, I think is the last post I made on Facebook a couple of months ago, when they chose Kamala Harris. Like, they're not hiding, they're rubbing this in your face. They're trying to they're not even trying to associate any kind of slave blood, any kind of enslaved blood, any kind of blood that has any mentality of retribution, and who is going to say, okay, well, we need to talk about this reparations, right? I think Kamala Harris did try to make lynching, a hate crime, or she tried to put lynching on the bill, but that was something that she was doing as a run-up to her potential choice as president, as a vice president. And I keep calling her president because it's not going to be long before she is. Joe Biden he can't carry conversation in his hat, okay? He is here, there, and everywhere, blundering and buffering all over the place, right? I don't know what kind of drugs they have him on to keep him just standing on his 2 feet, but he's not gonna last very long, okay? And then you're gonna see true anarchy, because having a woman in the White House, the patriarchy is not ready. They're
No.
not ready. They're not ready. The patriarchy is still holding on with both hands to dear life. For anything that they can get. They're holding on for dear life. Sinner says hello from Russia. Yes, honey. So let me see. She is a he named Camille Arouche. Oh, okay. All right, Matilda. I mean, y'all need to get out of that section of YouTube. You know who you are. you know, but you have to really see and understand. Like even when Barack Obama, he put in this
Take it down. That's a troll. I'm sure this is a troll. I'm sure this is a troll. I'm
which
sure
one?
the Russia. I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. I put it there on purpose because I want to keep watching it. I want to keep watching what they have to say.
I mean,
Yeah.
here is this. When Kamala Harris was asked while she was running to be president, when she was asked about reparations, she laughed. She said, and then she said, "No, I won't be." Got real serious in the face. No, I won't be exploring. So
she won't look.
Why she did not win? This is why she did not win to become the Democratic nominee. And so now Biden picks her. It was a slap in the face after all these black people had done everything to get him elected, done everything to push him forward, to catapult his career. To forgive him for the things that he said in the 60s. He said he didn't want his children going to school with monkeys. He said he didn't want that. I mean, we know who Joe is.
Right. So I mean, okay. So let me tell you about Joe. John McCain, Strom Thurmond, all of these ancient relics of yesteryear, they come out of an institution called the Dixiecrats. Okay?
Yes, that's them.
Okay? Those old retrobates, old guards that they have to keep sharpening and changing their rhetoric in order to match with the times. But even a lot of them, this is why a lot of them cannot run for president now, because if you go back and you dig up the stuff that they used to say and where they came from, but the thing is, Joe Biden atoned for his sins as vice president to a black man. That is how black people perceive it. Okay? So anything that he said in the 60s is relevant. That was pre-Barack Obama, right? And now we have a post-Barack Obama, Joe Biden, who's the good white granddaddy that, your kids, you want to stay away from. You want to keep your children
stay away.
Especially the girls.
Right.
Don't let them near old grandpa. Don't let them near him. You need to go and Google. Go onto YouTube. It's right there. Go to YouTube and put in Joe Biden with girls. Mm-hmm. And you will see him fluffing and tossing the hair and holding them too close and touching them where they should. You can see the little girls like, ugh, like don't touch me. Okay? So there are things that you really need to understand about this that you're seeing. And it's just one hand changing the other. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Cockroach in the business not full of fight. You the roach, them the fowl. You need to go.
You need to go.
It's
the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I as a college student in the 90s, I was traumatized by Joe Biden. Traumatized because of what he did to Anita Hill. I don't care.
Remember that?
Never
oh my God!
I my psyche, and then to think that he just apologized in 2019. You just apologized for what you did. As my
but he,
you just apologized.
Listen, this is where I fell off the Barack Obama bandwagon when he chose him. I didn't just hate him now. When he chose him, when you choose somebody to be your vice president, you recognize that Barack Obama was just paying the piper, okay? But his status as vice president will never go away.
No.
Serving under Barack Obama will never go away. And it gave him enough political standing to continue to pretend that these things never happen.
Yes.
You know, so I mean, that's just the society that, that what it is in America at the moment. And these are the people that are governing, that are going to be making the decisions for Black women.
Yes.
And Black children.
Yes.
They are going to be seen as tough on crime, tough on this, tough on that. Okay? I saw no redeeming qualities in choosing Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. There were no redeeming qualities. Unfortunately, the Democratic, both parties they don't have enough.
No.
What's the word? They don't have enough young blood who to resuscitate their and the blood that they do have, they don't want the Stacey Abrams blood.
No.
Right? They don't want certain things. They don't want the people who could make changes like Cory Booker. They don't want him.
Mm-mm.
Right? They don't want people like that. They need people that they can manipulate, that they can control, that have demonstrated their consistent what's the word? Their consistent loyalty to massa. Okay, and I couldn't imagine a Cory Booker coming from Newark, right? Coming up in there talking about no reparations. Mm-hmm. Cory Booker would be like, y'all needs to pay us some reparations.
Right.
Okay? Stacey Abrams. So they don't want to rock the boat too hard. So don't think that because you're getting out Donald Trump and you're getting in old Daddy Joe and Miss Kamala, that your life is going to change dramatically. There is nothing changing coming to you. No. Okay? There is nothing changing coming to you.
It just opened the door. It just opened the door for when, we saw this gate and this door open for racists to be a part of the Republican Party. And you're going to see the same door swing open, to let the gates swing wide open for those same racists and a new type of racists to come over into the Democratic Party. And they're going to do it in a way, the same way they did the 1994 crime bill, as if they're doing something for you. And they're going to do it with
for you.
And they're going to shove it right up your pie hole. You're going to take it just like they did in the 90s. And with a smile and say, thank you. You might as well say thank you.
Exactly. You're going to ask for more.
Not knowing that this is to hurt you. It is a planned against you. They're switching on you so that they can continue to get you, because you were going to fight. You're going to fight Trump, but they're not going to fight the Democrats. They're going to take the serving, whatever's handed out, dirt to them. They're going to take that serving and they're going to smile and they're going to say thank you, not knowing that it's poison. I'm just saying, I don't know what the ancestors are really up to, but I'm just, I'm watching because.
But in order for new things to come, all old things have to pass away. All old things have to pass away. And there is an awakening that is happening amongst our people. People are now reading, different things. They're now open. Their eyes are now open than where it wasn't 10 years ago, 5 years ago. There are people who are on new spiritual journeys and new spiritual paths, and they realize that they're caught up in the soup, and, they're waking up. They're waking up. And unfortunately, the woke ones will come. The right ones will come, and the ones who can't see, they will remain behind, because the ones who are going to sit there and watch this entire video, they're not the ones that we want to wake up, right? The ones that we want to wake up are too asleep to even see this. They're probably right out now out front with their pot covers cheering Biden.
Celebrating.
They're celebrating, okay?
I wish I
And
would.
or they're the ones cleaning their guns because Trump lost. You understand? So we about the ones who are awake and coming. I mean, kudos to you.
Yes.
Yes,
Courage.
kudos. Cool. Yeah, courage to you. You're on the right path. Don't think for a minute you're doing anything wrong. Don't think for a minute that Don't put your feet down and go, oh, did I put a foot wrong? The same ancestors that told you how to place that foot placed it right. Okay, so you just need to believe in yourself. Let's see. Yeah, look, there is no improvement coming your way, right? There is no improvement coming anybody's way. Okay, a bunch of people are about to lose a lot of their benefits. Bunch of people are about to lose their homes. Y'all about
Yeah. I
there
was
is
reading the newspaper today, and Tennessee has denied 34,000 people unemployment. But yet they say that the unemployment is the lowest that it's ever been. And
but
that's
34,000
I
and it's the lowest it's ever been. So where are these people in Tennessee working at? Where are they working in this time of coronavirus?
go get this paper because y'all ain't gonna believe me. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all.
Ways they working in coronavirus. Let me tell you. Trust the ancestors, exactly. Yeah, it's okay, Matilda. They don't have to listen.
There it is.
Let's see. What now? 34,000 jobless Tennessees continue waiting in unemployment for unemployment benefits.
Yes.
Wow.
And this is November.
Wow. Oh, I see the date.
So
wow.
So that means this is how he was able to keep these rolls down, to say that the unemployment has been the lowest that it's been in decades. This is how he was able to do it, because you keep people off the rolls. You keep them off.
Wow.
It's happening.
Wow. They're playing they're playing all different kinds of
every game.
They're playing every game. Babylon mash up. You hear me? Babylon done. Okay? It mash up the colossal of roads. It mash up. It fall down into the sea. Okay? Nobody don't want it. Ain't nothing there for it. Ain't nobody can be there. It's not going no place. The problem is a lot of people who are in it cannot see it, and they're only going to continue to hold on to it because they think their better days are come. They're wasting their hopes. They're wasting their dreams. They're wasting the best part of their lives. Like, if I knew that there was a hope, if I knew that this was here waiting for me, if I knew that there was a beach house.
Oh, it been gone.
If I knew there was a beach house waiting for me, right? A 7-bedroom beach house with a cottage.
Yeah.
Right? On 2 acres of land overlooking the Indian Ocean with some white sand beaches. If I knew that was waiting for me, you think I'd be sitting in America somewhere? Ooh, where am I going? What am I going to do? Oh my God, how am I going to do this? Oh Lord, where's this going to come from? Oh Lord, I got this ticket. I got to rent the light, the phone. No, you think I would have been there this whole time?
Right.
Right? And there are people who have come here after me that they've got blessings. They've come here, and just by their need, they've been blessed. Somebody who had this mansion somewhere and they knew these people would want it. And listen, right? So, I mean, but to be honest with you, I'm going to interrupt this scheduled programming. That there's a lot of scamlicious people happening all over the place, just like America is here in Africa.
Yes.
Excuse me. I met 2 families this week that have been taken in by people who have been scamming, right?
Ah,
And even I wasn't taken in by scamming, but I went and I rented a place that I thought would be ready before the Exodus house. And it turns out that the landlord was not paying the water bill.
hmm.
It turns out that I mean, and it's just one thing after the other. Okay, so it can be fatiguing, and there is a lot of stress to go along with all this blessing. There is a lot that comes with it, but you have to keep focused and keep your mind right, right? You have to stay focused that, it will all work out, right? So I mean, there is a lot of reality here. So I hope not to, yeah, the eviction moratorium is going to expire. So I hope that, I hope that I'm not like out here selling y'all this dream and fantasy because my situation worked out the way it is. Okay. But I will also tell you that what you're experiencing is in Africa is 99.99% dependent on you as a person.
Yeah.
Are you a positive person? Can you put a spin on everything? Do you think everything is a personal attack on you? Can you make yourself happy? Do you know how to make things, to find beauty in everything that you see? Do you know how to beautify your own space? Do you know how to make something ugly beautiful? It depends on you. Okay, and your outlook, and as Jamaicans say, you're gonna knock your toe, right? You're going to buck your toe somewhere along the line because you're still in the game of life, right? But you have to, it depends on who you are. What are your business interests? What is it that you're bringing to the table when you come here? What are you trying to get involved in? Who are you trying to get to know? Where are you trying to go? You're all of it depends on you as a person. I'm a helpful person. I'm a helpful kind of, I've been like that since I was a little kid. I've always been trying to help somebody do this, help somebody do that. And I was helping somebody and found that house. But I'm also a curious little mouse.
I
If
am
I wasn't
too.
curious, I wouldn't have found that place.
Right, right.
Okay? So it 90%, 99.999% of what you get when you come here depends on who you are as a person. Are you receiving? Are you a receiving person? Do you know how to receive blessings? Are you a humble person? Do
Mhm.
you know how to be gracious? Do you know how to, be thankful and make other people feel appreciated? Because trust me, if you don't know how to appreciate other people and you make them feel less than or small than or whatever, they're not going to appreciate you either.
Mm.
So you have to, this repatriation is about who you are inside as a person, where you have come to in your maturity, where you have come to in your mentality, the things that you have come to recognize and perceive as, you know good and wholesome. Those are the things that are going to continue to circulate in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it will follow you here.
Right.
Yes, the African Ocean review site. Thank you very much. It is the African Ocean. Okay, so all right, so a review site. I'm gonna also tell you something. If you look at vintage maps, I love vintage maps. If you look at vintage maps, like vintage maps from like the 13, 14, 1500s, if you look at those maps, it's not, you see what they call the Atlantic Ocean? It's called the Ethiopic Ocean because it was all Ethiopia. Okay, so the Atlantic Ocean was the Ethiopic Ocean, the Ethiopic Ocean. So it was Ethiopia. And they got this Africa because they couldn't pronounce Ethiopia. Okay, so they call it the African Ocean, but it's the way how oceans are named is the largest landmass to the right.
Mm.
So the largest landmass to the right is Ethiopia.
Mm.
So the Atlantic Ocean is the Ethiopic Ocean. The largest landmass to the right of Africa is India. So that's how they got the Indian Ocean. And the largest landmass to the right is the Pacific Ocean. So you continue right, the largest landmass to the right. So that's how the body of water gets its name. So
they can't keep it. So it's still African Ocean.
it's exactly.
We're giving them nothing. Somebody asked if I'm in the where am I? I'm Sanal. I am still in the West, y'all. Pray my strength in the Lord. I mean, just pray my strength in the Lord. Pray for all the people who hadn't got out.
Listen, Sanal, we sisters, and we go way back before any of this YouTube-ness and before any of this. We go way back, okay? So your sister got you. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is show up in Tanzania. Your sister got you.
Thank you.
Yes, we have to. Yeah, we have to change it.
Renee. I bug the heck of Renee. I ask Renee stuff that I'm seriously really thinking, because I know you can't ask this stuff of everybody, because some people get, they got real sensitive feelings. But I can ask Renee whatever, and send her, look, I'm thinking about this article. Did you see this? And Renee, she just answers politely and kindly and nicely. And, she's the same way.
I wanted to bite your head off for that one when they try to come from Magafuli. I was like, oh no, child. No, I'll be the one in front of the prime minister's house with the spear, like, come and get him if you think you can. I'll be the one in front of his White House trying to protect him, because for all intents and purposes, he could be wrong 10 days till Sunday. The fact that he's African, that he's Black, and he kept this country open and he's not a sellout to the US wins him 110% in my book. Right. Okay, so I see all the stuff. I see all the stuff, but you have to remember that I am groomed to understand propaganda. I'm groomed to understand the meaning of what these media outlets are designed to say in anti anything Africa. If it was Zimbabwe, they would have something to say. Right. If it was South Africa, they would have something to say. And it comes back through that racist connotation that Africans cannot rule themselves, that we must intercede and we must intercept and we must control their elections. Meanwhile, they have no power which way the horse or the elephant is going. They don't know which way. So I was very polite, but I was like,
I think
don't read that stuff. I was like, don't read that stuff. Don't read that stuff.
What has to happen though, still, and I'm glad that you and I are good friends, and we're still, we have to be able to ask, the questions and talk through those things still, even though, because I know people ask me questions and sometimes I think, but it is that, we do still have to have a place where we can talk, where we can ask stuff. And
yes.
I think, this is, still something that, kind of concern me and to ask. So I'm glad that I have a friend who asks, even if she's cussing me out in the background. We still.
Yes, no, I wasn't cussing you out. It wasn't you. The thing is, it was them. It was the media. It was how they tried to portray Africa and Black people consistently. It wasn't you. And you're right to raise the concerns. But on the surface, there is a book called Propaganda by Ed Bernays, okay? Yes. And it teaches you how to use the media to manipulate and control political environment. And you sent that to me right before the shutdown, right? And how the Tanzanian shutdown, when I say shutdown, I meant shutdown of the internet.
Okay.
And to me, in my mind, I think it was fair. I think it's fair. I think an election is a domestic issue. It is the issue concerning the sovereignty of a people. It is everybody is involved. If Tanzania wasn't this important, they wouldn't give a damn. If it was a little country in the middle of nowhere that had only not even coal to offer, they wouldn't give a damn. right? But they were also involved in Tanzania because of its wealth, its resources. This guy is trying to keep the wealth and resources going for the Tanzanian people. And I'm about that. I'm not Tanzanian. I'd like to be one day, but I'm about that. I am about that. Ain't nobody protecting us where we come from. They don't give a damn about us. The Chinese come and they take control over us. And the white people have full control over us. That everybody else controls over us, but we don't have anybody protecting our sovereignty. And if that is what this government has to do, that's what they need to do. You know, in my country, the CIA has interceded to a way where somebody gets shot and they blame somebody else. The most obvious person, it comes right out of the book of Machiavelli. It comes straight out of the Machiavellian playbook to blame someone for something that they did not do. Okay? They're saying his opposition got shot 19 times. And this happened like, yeah. Why would somebody who is talking about building industry, building infrastructure, why would they go out and do something like that? Does it sound like a part of the character? No, it doesn't. So we have to start using the way how the Western media provides us information. We have to start viewing that with an objective eye. Why are they telling us this? So that why did that guy even get shot? So it could be a part of the history that we now read about Tanzania. Okay, and does that mean it's true? No, but it happened. Do we know who shot him? No, but we still don't know who shot Malcolm X. We still don't know MLK. We don't know who shot JFK. We don't know who shot nobody. We still don't know who shot you. But we are over here blaming that this person shot that person in Tanzania, and look, we could publish it in the BBC and we could talk about it in the Guardian. But who the hell shot Malcolm X?
Who shot JR?
Okay, you got me.
Figure it out. You really wanna, you know.
Okay, you got me. She said, "Who shot JR?" Exactly. Right? We don't know who shot
JFK,
any of these folks.
JFK.
We don't know.
We don't know.
And we don't know who shot any of these folks, but somebody all the way in the United Kingdom can blame somebody else, right? And I've seen this kind of 3-card shuffle, these kind of games. It happened to Bob Marley. They shot Bob Marley. To this day, nobody know who shot him. We don't know who shot Biggie. We don't know who shot Tupac. Okay, but people just getting shot. How is and it's just the greatest mystery.
Right, it's a great mystery. And we know they did it, and we know they are, you know, behind it all. I think still, you know, having those conversations about it, like you're having this conversation now, and me asking those questions, if that was good enough, because there's somebody else thinking who doesn't have access to you and who can't, you know, who wouldn't know how to process this either, because you're there. And I wanted to ask someone who's there. I'm not like posing this out to someone who's not there. I wanted to hear your point of view, because you're there, you're on the ground, you're seeing what's going on. We're just, you know, we're here. And so maybe there's someone else who's asking, who's wondering if it's a safe place for them, if it's the right place for them. And so this is why we, sisters and brothers, are able to talk to each other. Now, I ain't talking about no snacks and foolishness. Now, I'm trying to get information that's for me and my family. I'm not trying to start no foolishness now. We ain't talking about no snacks. Look.
What you say? The word of the phrase of the day is what? Snacks. We got snacks. It's Pringles. We got snacks. It's Pringles, y'all. Come to Tanzania. We got snacks. We got banana chips. We got cashew. We got peanuts. We got snacks. Nice snacks too. And they don't have a lot of stuff. You know, the thing is, all right, let me explain to you. You see, the United States is in this business of spreading all of their high fructose corn syrup and their high sodium this and their high sodium that. They're trying to sell all their poison to everybody, right? And they can't sell it to Tanzania. So
I'm like a little kid when I get around Renee. I'm so sorry. We are so excited about the sunflower oil. Since you talked about the sunflower oil, hubby has been researching sunflower oil and what to do with it. He just finished his MBA. I mean, he's just researching. That's what is that your secret? That's your skincare.
Glow like a sunflower, honey. It's good for the melanin.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. It's good for the melanin. All that sunflower oil.
Yes, love it. But yeah, I'm sorry, back to the snacks. They're trying to push their high fructose corn syrup.
Yes. And you see, the only way that they can have any kind of foothold to bring in their McDonald's, to bring in their Burger King, their Walmart, their high fructose corn syrup, their high sodium glutamate, and this, that, and the third, the only way that can happen is by swinging the political and controlling the political environment. And they cannot have that here. Okay? These people love their leader. Okay, come hell or high water, they love him. A lot of people have they have issues, like he did this and he did that, and nobody's perfect, right? That's fine. But at the same time, they love their leader, and he is not supposed to have that kind of love. Okay, it is impossible for a black man to have that kind of love from his black people and for his black people. And so they have all kinds of problems with that. So listen, these people, these Tanzanian people, they're trying some foolishness with the Magufuli. They will come out here with their spears and their pot covers. They love their leader. They love him. Yeah. Okay, and they have a right to love him. Mm-hmm. Okay, and all of these things come from this concept of white supremacy, that only white people should have that kind of adoration. Mm-hmm. Only white people can have peaceful elections. Only white people can have control of their government. Like the name of the city that I'm in is called Dar es Salaam. It's peaceful. That is what it means. It means the peaceful city. So why would you think that they can't have peace here? They are peace. They're at peace. They are peaceful. They're respectful. They're kind. I'm the wildest thing I've seen in all of this Africa. Amen. I'm the wildest thing I've seen. They are very humble. They're very helpful. They're very kind. Okay, so why would you not think that these people can peaceably line up and go and elect somebody that they like, that serves their interest and puts them in office?
Right, they created the line. What are you talking about? I mean, and it's ridiculous because Mississippi, for example, is one of the states here in the West, did not allow early voting. So the lines, and then they closed at 7 o'clock. And then the poll workers in Mississippi, because I'm just 15 minutes away, and I grew up in Mississippi, the poll workers were telling people that they could vote on the 5th or the 6th or even the 7th.
The 7th, after Election Day.
Yes.
3 days after Election Day.
Yes. Literally come on and make a news public release and make a whole news report. Breaking news. Mississippians, you must vote today by 7 o'clock. You have been lied to. I mean, it was ridiculous. And the lines were so long. So when they show the lines in Tanzania and how long that the lines in Tanzania are on voting day, and all of the stuff that they say is going on, they should have played a clip right beside it of Mississippi and other states.
Exactly. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Thank you. We want to view Africa as this otherness, as this other of this wild, it's crazy. And do you want to be standing in line in the sun with all of these Black African folk? oh
Right.
my gosh, they don't have any control over their
Yeah, look,
society. That's what they want to say. That's what the concept is.
right.
Okay? That, but listen, we are the birth of civilization. All of their history has been stolen. Everything that has come from us, they have turned it into themselves. So if this is the birthplace of humanity, don't you think democracy also came here from here too?
Come on, somebody.
Don't you think democracy? Don't you think all these structures that we can trace the birthplace of Christianity to Ethiopia? Why can't we trace the birthplace of democracy back to Egypt, back to East Africa? Why can't we do that? We can. We can. Okay? So I don't know where these people come from that they want to publish these things, and everything is so anti. I'm like, I can't understand it. People here, there are people, trust me, there are pockets of people who they don't like him because he does this or he does that, but the majority of people, at least 70 to 80% of the population, they are for this man, right? They're for this man. So as far as I see, he's doing something right. He's saying something right. Can you imagine if Tanzania was still on lockdown like Kenya? Those people will never come out from under their debt. The rest of Africa, the next 53 states, the debt, DEBT, the debt that they owe the World Bank, the IMF, the World Health Organization, and they're going to have to be putting their kids to go get all of these vaccines. They're going to be forcing their kids to go and take all of these.
Yeah. They're already doing, on TikTok, they're already doing these memes of what it's going to be like for them, not us, these other people, that they're going to die once they have to take the vaccines. They're already, these crazy memes are already out there. I mean, it's one girl had blood running down her mouth, and they're already imagining just these horrible, horrible things that are going to happen. And, this is the same. What they do is they then put that out in the atmosphere. They know that we're creative people and we can create things with their mind. And then we get sucked right in behind it. This is not your fight. You get sucked right in behind that. And you are the ones, your Africanness with your magical self and you as a magical being, and you tap into that, and you're the one who then creates it because you're the
create that reality for yourself,
right, and for the world because you are tapped into it. So and that goes back to even Paula White. The majority of her people in her congregation are Black. The majority, hear me again, the majority of her congregation are Black. So when she's calling on the African ancestors and she's calling the African angels to come and help, and you've got over in Nigeria, the church, they're having the parades, and they're calling on the
Trump.
Right, for Trump to come help. She needs to invoke the power of your mind and your consciousness and your spirituality and your connection to the Most High. She needs to invoke your melanin, right, and your ability to create with your mind so that you can help her fulfill this dream, to fulfill this reality, because she can't do it herself. Now you look and you take the opposite of that, Tanzania and other African countries who are creating peace, and they're already creating the beautiful worlds that exist here, the oceans and the lakes and the diamonds and the tanzanite and all these other beautiful things that they have created with their minds. They've created this world because it doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. This stuff only exists in Africa. And so you were targeted, and they needed you to be able to create these things for them, because this is not something that they can do. So I'm encouraging people to take your power back. Renee says,
exactly.
Take your power back.
Exactly, because the version of democracy that they have been selling Okay, if you go to Tunisia, I don't want that democracy. If you
Right.
go to Libya, I don't want, if that's your version of democracy, when Libya looked like some kind of palace, and now it's like nothing but a rubble heap. Oh, we don't want that democracy. We don't want the Iraqi democracy either. We're supposed to be the birthplace of whatever their civilization was.
Absolutely.
That rock stone. That's what they want for democracy. That's what they're selling to people. Okay? And the people who are here in Tanzania who rah and anti-Magufuli and anti this and anti that, I'm telling you, y'all don't know what you're asking for. You don't know the struggles. You really don't know the struggles of what you're asking for or what kind of devil you're inviting in your bed. Okay? Because Tanzania is far too important for any of that stuff. Tanzania is far too important to invite any kind of external influences. If you're going to have issues, you have them amongst yourselves. If you're going to
Right.
have to, have some kind of, internal whatever, you have it amongst yourselves. You do not invite these people into your business. You do not invite any external forces, any external media, any external journalists, any external anything. You keep them out of your business, because the fight for what is a real Black republic under the sun is right here in Tanzania. Right now, I'm seeing all of these Kenyans showing up, right? Because Kenya is over. There ain't no more Kenya, right? Coronavirus to Kenya. The South Africans are showing up because they ain't no more South Africa. They're showing up. Okay, so it's not just us that are showing up. So there, I'm seeing more and more and more people. The Indians, they're showing up. They're like, oh damn, this India, there's no more India. We've got to go to Africa now. They don't want any part of India. All right. So you best believe that it's time for you to get the hell up on out.
Get
You
out.
have to believe it's time for you to you're talking about repatriation. All those nations that I just named, those people have long histories with Tanzania, and they have residencies and rights to this and rights to that. We need to come and open this new fight, because I went to immigration the other day to get the skinny on exactly what the hell was going on.
Mm.
And from what I understand is in the year 2020, there is no goddamn conversation. There is no conversation. There is nothing in place for repatriation. Okay, and there are plenty of people who have the resources to go out and register a business and get their business and everything, and that's fine and well and good. Okay, but I'm not going to continue to perpetrate that. I'm not going to continue to perpetrate that falsehood like all of us are in the same boat, even if I am. I'm not going to do that, because it is high time for this conversation to happen, where they recognize that we have the right to return and the right to abode. Okay? We have the right to
Yes.
return and the right to abode. And so it is not going to happen by me taking my 2 shillings and going and filing for residency and starting a business and living happily ever after and leaving the rest of y'all in it. It's not going to happen by everybody forking out 10 million T-shillings. Yes, that's the cost of filing for 2 years of residency. Just 2 years. 2 years of residency, 2 years of your business class fees and your work permit. Okay, that's the cost of it. So how is that going to, this is the year 2020. We've been stolen for over 400 years. Why the hell am I going to come and pay the same amount of money that the Muzungus who stole me and stole my ancestors from, to come now, me and them go down immigration and pay the same amount of money for 2 whole years? It is high time that we have something in place. It is the year 2020. It is 2020. 400 years. This conversation should have been happened, should have done happen, should have locked, seal, and closed. Okay, this is an open gap that if these people are talking about some African Union, and they're talking about the diaspora, and they're talking about the year of return, and they're talking about all Black people, Africa for the Africans, they need to also recognize that we have the right to return humbly and respectfully. We need to present ourselves in numbers and seek this reparations, repatriation. Okay, and they're not going to pay us no reparations if we're sitting there, because we're going to spend the money back on them. We're going to spend the money back in white institutions. We need to come here, get our repatriation right to a boat, organize, centralize, and then sue them mofos for the reparations that are due, because only when you come here can you see the contrast in what you have lost. Only when you come here do you feel inadequate. You don't speak the language. You don't eat the food. You need a knife and fork and a napkin just to have you a little a little foo foo,
Anything, right?
right? Yeah, but God, to have you some ugali. You afraid to use your hands. You're nothing but a white mazungu in some black suit. That's all we are, right? We are so washed of our culture and our identity and our ethnicity. We're thin skinned, we're narrow minded, we're uncircumcised in our eyes and in our ears. We have no spiritual connection. They messed us up. They messed us up.
In the ears, eyes, uncircumcised in the eyes and the ears.
The mind and in the ears. They can't see and they can't think.
So,
Yes. Okay, that's what they did to us, and I own it. I own that. I'm not running from it. I'm not telling you that I'm just like these Africans, because I'm not.
right.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
They're better than I am. They can communicate. They have all different kinds of things at their advantage. I have things to my advantage too, right? But whatever I have to my advantage is nothing in comparison to what they have in their soul, right? Is nothing in comparison to their marriage rights, and nothing in comparison to their womanhood rights, their manhood rights, their land rights. It's nothing in comparison to their identity as a people, the way they know how to cook, the way they know how to think, the way that they know how to navigate. It's not enough. I'm sorry. And somebody needs to pay for that. So only when you come here will you be able to put yourself to see what your life would be like without interruption. A lot of us are women living in over there in the West. We still think that we're girls and we're putting ourselves in this position of as girls. But when you come here, you see what womanhood is. You see what being a woman is about. Okay, so we need to figure out. We need to. It's time. It's the year 2020. We need to find. Um. Yeah, 2020. We need to stop. We need to stop about our identity and where we belong. The white folk have America. Let them have it. Let them have it. Let them have it, because they're determined to kill as many black men and kidnap as many black children and rape as many black women. There are more black men incarcerated than anywhere else in the world. It is the jailingest country in the world, and they have not been brought up on war crimes. They have not been brought up to the United Nations, because they don't even sign up the United Nations Human Rights Council. So who is going to fight that battle? Okay, they use the men, they send them to war, they break them in two and bring them back and drop them in your lap. They are not good for husbands, they're not good for daddies, they're not good for nothing when they're done with them. But we want to try. They send them to prison 20, 30, 40 years off a little bit stick of weed and break them in two and then come back and drop them on you. Okay? And that society is broken and is corroded from the inside out. And we're trying to fix it with votes. Our votes count. Yes, they count. Yes, they do. But count for who?
They
Count for who, really?
this thing, they weren't even through. They kept saying they weren't even through with the votes. They weren't even through counting. And so, how is it you're not even through counting, and it may be next week before they're done with all of the counting? But yet, Joe was announced as the winner. And then yesterday, the Philadelphia mayor said that the president just needs to put his big boy pants on and concede the election. How? when Joe had,
Okay, so
you see what I'm saying?
the reason,
To the 270. And we all know the electoral college chooses anyway. They all had already decided our votes count, but they had already decided who they were going, that they were not going to let Trump come again. So many, all of the things he said about Ethiopia, and they just the war, all the stupid stuff that he had done recently to incite violence. He was calling on people already to come to Washington, which they did come to protest. You got they were have been arresting militia members who had their whole sole agenda was to kill black people, and they were looking especially for black people who voted for Biden. And this was we were already on high alert. People were coming. They've been arresting people. FBI. Two people showed up at polling stations with guns, with large, artillery, rounds and rounds in the van. And I mean, it was just ridiculous. So it's so much happening that as much as you hear, it's so much more going on that you don't see. And so they had to get him out of there, and we know they had to get them out of there. So your vote, yeah, go ahead and exercise whatever you got to exercise, but at the same time, don't talk about Magafuli and don't talk about anybody anywhere else where you think that there is a dictatorship or a populist president or whatever you want to say, because you don't have as much freedom as you think you have in the West, wherever you are. You don't have it.
no,
Live.
which leads me to this next point of this Exodus house, y'all. So let me jump on in here with this Exodus house. Okay? Let me tell you what you're not gonna do.
All right.
The Exodus house is not somewhere in the Gambia. Okay? You do not equate anything that you see happening here to what is happening over there. Okay? This is a transitional house and a space of healing for those who are looking to return to Africa and reintegrate into Africa. It is not enough to ship your things here, get on a plane, rent a house, and say you have repatriated. You don't know the history, you don't know the culture, you don't know the food, you don't know the language, you don't know how to interact with people. You are still tied up with everything that is happening in the United States of America. You're still in that mentality. So you need a space and a place that you need to come to in order to understand your identity as a Black person, a melanated person in Africa, without that African that Western hatred of Africa behind you. Okay, and that is what the space is, right? And I have been receiving a lot of support for this project, and we need to continue going further. We need tiles, we need windows, we need plumbing, we need a painting, we need a couple of different things. And a lot of people, I didn't realize that a lot of people didn't know that I've only had the project since August. I had no idea if you watch my channel going all the way back to July, I started the channel in Qatar when I was on my way to Tanzania. I had no idea what was waiting for me here. I got the place about 1 month after I got here, and I began cleaning it the day after I got it. Okay, so I'm just going to go quickly about all the things that we have done. So we're talking about your repatriation, and we're talking about the necessity of a place for the Exodus house. We've talked about the politics, we've talked about what's going on over there, what's going on over here, and how we have to continue this journey, this trod for leaving the West. You have to leave Britain, you have to leave Canada, you have to leave Jamaica, you have to leave the United States. You have to leave there. You have to get yourself, dislodge yourself. It is too long gone. 400 years is a long time to be gone. There's nothing here for you, but you showing up will make it here. Okay? You have to bring it here. Okay? So you come to Africa and you bring your intelligence, your resources, your knowledge, your education. And this is what I've done so far in the Exodus house in Tanzania. Let me see. Well, they have the same problems, Rob. Let me see. Any idea of how easy it is for the Indians and Chinese still in Tanzania? They do not have it easy, right? So this is what I've done so far since I've acquired the Exodus house. I've cleared the entire yard of the overgrown weeds, and cut down overgrown trees. I've removed the TNG from the lower floor. This is the kitchen, the laundry room, and the pantry, and replaced with gypsum ceiling boards. I removed all the corroded ironworks on the lower and upper floors. I broke out and replaced all the ironworks with new custom design and fabrication. I've installed all new ironworks and removed the rotted and corroded beams and facial boards from the ceiling and the roof on all the overhangs and repaired the roof. I've rewired the entire house and exterior with electricity and added exterior street lights in 4 different places on the exterior of the land. I fabricated and installed new sea gate. I broke out old, the old floor vents replaced with glass blocks. That was this week. I broke out the vents in the staircase and replaced with glass blocks. I removed the old staircase, broken out the old stair slab, fabricated and installed a new metal staircase. I've broken down and removed the exterior sink that was outside. I've faced and refaced the exterior skirting. I paved the termite infested flower beds. I removed all the wood and created new frame from the front door. I removed, the old ironworks from the front door. I've installed a glass box and reinstalled the front door. I've refabricated and installed ironworks for the front door. I've broke out all the ironworks for the upper and lower floor sea-facing doors. I fabricated and installed new ironworks for the upper and lower doors. I broke out and fabricated new side doors for the upper floors. And I've sealed and blocked the garage and created a storage room for the electrical thing. What do you call it? I've cleared and weeded the front yard and the small circle. I've bought and spread topsoil, manure, grass suckers, planted over 50 plants. I've procured the estimates on the driveway, the paving. I wanted to put in a swimming pool. I wanted to do the window installation, so I got the estimates for that, the plumbing, the estimates, the tiles, and the painting. The wall, wall repair and installations. And I've procured from the United States. Families have assisted me with the lighting fixtures, sanders, the grinder, drill, paint for the crafting, custom artwork, sealers, knobs, tiles, staplers, and a variety of other different tools. Okay, so I have been at this.
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo!
Thank you. Yes, I have been at this every single day since August. This is a real project. Right? The other day, somebody left a comment that I know you're only fixing a house that you would live in. Listen to me. Only when you come there will you understand why Renee would not move there. Even when I'm done with it and it's beautiful and it's great. My work, I'm sitting in my studio right now. The work that I do, I need a whole entire room for myself. Okay? And then JoJo would have a room for herself. And then I would have a room for myself. And that would completely cannibalize the whole entire space. There is no benefit in there. It wouldn't serve the purpose for the movement because it's a lot of land for just a single woman and a child. Okay, if I had 6 kids, then you would say that. But there is no reason why I would move to that space. Okay, it's beautiful and I love it. If I was moving there, I would move to one of the small houses on the outer side because it would give me more control over what I could make there. Okay, but there is no reason why I would go and I would take control of that space because I need way too much space for it to work. There is too much land for just a single person. So the best use of that space would be for the repatriation, for the boarding house. And we're talking earlier about manifestation, okay? Manifestation, this place didn't just come out of nowhere. I imagined this space. I created this space. This place was in a dream that happened about, let me see, about 3 months before Barack Obama won the election. That was 2007, right? This space was already created and prepared. I knew what I was going to do with it when I got it, right? And I'm not the one to play with my ancestors. They told me what they wanted me to do with it. And from the time I've said, yes, I'm going to take this responsibility. I am going to make the place that you told me to prepare a place. When I left the United States, my Facebook post said, I've gone to prepare a place that where I am, thou shalt abide. That is what my Facebook post said. And I didn't know about the place. I didn't know about the space. The space was there waiting for me to come. Okay? And the way I received that house, the house was almost gifted to me. That if I did not accept it, I knew I was going to meet all different kind of burdens in my life if I did not receive that house. So to me, it is a gift and a joy to be able to refurbish it and to see it come to life, because I know what I want to do with it and I know what it is for. I know it is for you to come home. Okay, it is a 5-star property sitting on the edge of the African Ocean. It is a 5-star property, views for days. There are multiple spaces for people to come and relax. There are multiple places that you could go and have some kind of, a retreat, that you can go and have your own connection with your spirit. That salt air is coming on the wind, ionizing all the entire atmosphere, changing your entire frequency, your mentality, bringing you a sense of relaxation and positivity. And that is what our people need, right? So we need that. So I need a lot of support to continue on to the next space, right? Let's see.
Congrats to you.
Yes, I was finishing my degree, raising JoJo, learning to live a Tanzanian life. Yes, yes, LT. I'm telling you, this was some tiger. I've earned these tiger stripes. Okay, I earned the tiger stripes, but I was performing in a sense of urgency, and I still am, because I know this is coming. This election is just a light switch. A lot of y'all gonna see. A lot of you are going to see the election, coronavirus.
So many.
You're going to see a lot of things.
Yeah.
Your eyes are going to be open. You're going to be repatriating in mass. Already, I don't know what to do with half of y'all. Some of y'all are in my WhatsApp and some of y'all in my Gmail. I'm scared to go into my email, because y'all are coming. You're really coming. It's really happening. I want Simone to hurry up and come on, so I can teach her how to do this, so we can help as many of y'all coming, right? I need people here who are about it, who understand, and they have to be assertive, and they have to be conscious of what is happening around them. Because these dalalis, the real estate brokers here, they're called dalalis. They don't give a damn. They're just there to show up and collect the rent. They're showing people 2-3 properties and taking the money off of 6-7 people for the same property, and they're not even doing anything with the owners, right? So our people are out here getting burned, right? And I can't be the voice of telling people to come to Tanzania, and then when you come here, you're getting scammed, and I don't feel some type of way. I feel a lot kind of ways, because the people who I have helped to get places, I intercede. I actually protect you from the dalali. I do all my business directly with the owner. I make sure that your lease is covered. I make sure everything is covered. I do everything. I do the checks in the place. I make sure everything is going as it should be going, right? So you have to be conscious. But at this point, there is too much involvement. But I need somebody who sees the need, who understands the spiritual necessity of helping our people to repatriate and deal with that real estate arm of things, who can help people and navigate the system, that I can teach and show what to do, what to look out for, right? And how to work with these Dalalis to make sure that you are making a transition peaceful for our people. There are people right now in my WhatsApp that they've been stolen from, and they've gone to Mwanza, they've been robbed, they've gone here, they because they're trying to not burden me. And then when I find out that they've been robbed, I'm like, God damn it. How, so I need people like you, Simone. I need people to come that I can trust, that I can teach, that I can help to train, to show you how to help people to navigate, you know, right? Thank you, Harmony. Thank you. Yes. So we need to so until the Exodus house is done, the GoFundMe says I've raised 1,400 of $10,000, right? But I am so grateful. I am so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for all that everyone has done, because I know these are tough times. I know people don't have it in the pile and the coil just sitting there. But also remember that donating at the $200 level using PayPal, it reserves you for 7 days in the Exodus house that never expires. So the email address on PayPal is buyblackbusiness@gmail.com. BUYBLACK business@gmail.com. Right? So you can always donate directly. You can look for it on GoFundMe at Exodus House, EXODUS House. You can reach me by emailing me at Exodus Africa 1, that's XODUS Africa, the numeral 1 at gmail.com, right? So we're preparing a place. The more of you that come here, the more the more we can demonstrate the necessity that these governments have to put things in place for repatriation. We have the right to return. We don't have to stay there and take the abuse. We don't have to stay there and take the disenfranchisement. We don't have to be a political underclass, underserved, and under-recognized. We don't have to do that, right? We don't have to do that. What we can do is build up our own and move together as a unit and share with each other, learn from each other, interact with the Tanzanian people or the Rwandan people or wherever it is that you show up in Africa, right? You need to integrate with the community around you and learn from that community. Have that community enrich you. When we see these white women walking around all over Tanzania with their Maasai husbands, right? We go like, oh, how dare her? She bought the ticket. Okay? She's learning. Her children are going to be Maasai, whether we like it or not. You understand? So you have to come and humble yourself. Okay? So half of us in America told me we can't find no man, but we cussing out Becky for coming all the way to Africa and finding her a man. Meanwhile, you won't even buy the ticket, but you'll buy another tight outfit to go show up in the club for the same nasty man to look at you all over again and treat you like crap all over again. Okay? But you want to sit behind your computer and cuss out Becky. No, you buys you a ticket and you find used an African man. Okay? They're here, they're nice. Right? Thank you.
I am so proud of you. I am so proud of you. I know so many people are saying this in the chat, but you need to hear it, sis. We are just so proud of you. And this is why whenever you call, I will come running. No matter if I went to bed.
Come.
What?
Come, even for a visit, Sonal. Please come, child. I'm drowning over here. Okay. Come on. This is real. It's really happening. Come scout it out. for a little bit, come stay by me, come see what's happening over here, have a look, right? Come and have a look, Simone, because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that is happening, and I didn't intend to step into it. And I like JoJo is something that I cannot put on hold. This house is something that I cannot put on hold. And I have to keep moving, and my day moves so quickly that there are people who are in need that are not getting the help that they need, right? And so we have to come, we have to come together and work together. Come and see what's happening here. Tell hubby you'll be right back. You've gone you've gone on a ghosty mission.
He's
Thank you, goddess.
he is so excited. He
Come,
wants
JoJo, come.
sunflower oil. He is just, when you said that he was hooked, I didn't have to do any more. So, and he's out working today, so we can get there. So we can get there.
Yes.
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 Every
Come, JoJo. Yeah, she she heard me yakking and talking. She came to see what was going on. Oh Lord. She she came to see what was going on. Yes, 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 yes. Let me see. Ready for business. Looking to come in late December, early January. Woo! Don't. Never mind. Never mind. It's just water. Never mind. Just don't step into it, okay? Yes. So you want to lie in my lap, or you want to sit behind me? Sit behind me. Sorry. So that's
JoJo.
yes, JoJo.
Sweet baby girl.
No, when I'm doing these chats, yes. Do you project the Exodus house will be finished maybe 2021 or early 2020? Okay, so Malthazar, let me tell you what's going on. This is Tanzania. It's only money. There is there is nothing in the way of having the completion. It's only money. At this point, what these are the things that are left to be done. Okay? And they're I'm sure that my ancestors did not put me on the path to bring me this far for them not to be done. Okay? So the plumbing, we have a plumber who is working at the site now. So the plumbing is in process of being done. The windows need to be done. The tiling needs to be done. The painting needs to be done. The appliances need to be purchased, and the furnishings and soft furnishings. So when I say furnishings and soft furnishings, furnishings are your beds and tables and things like that. And then the soft furnishings are your linens. So your sheets and towels and different kinds of curtains, right? So I'm thinking of making a trip to Turkey to be able to purchase those things because they're less expensive in Turkey or Qatar or Dubai, to be able to buy the good quality things, even for the tiles. So those are some of the things that I'm raising the funds for actively. But in the meantime, I'm not like, oh, I got the money, I can't do it. I'm doing something. I got friends, I got family, I got people on WhatsApp. You're talking to me, say hi, can you make a donation? Okay, I got people down. I'm like, I'm passing the hat. So they know now what I mean when I say I'm passing the hat. And everyone that I have turned to say, I need a little help to do this week. Everyone has come through. No one has said, yeah, I'm going to do it and don't do it. So people see this, people recognize it and understand it as a need. People recognize it and understand it as a necessity. So I'm not going to say that, but the fundraising is, you have to be on top of it. Fundraising, you have to be like vigilant, communication, consistent, and like even the GoFundMe hasn't gone anywhere since I haven't been like sending it out, sending out the link, sending it out here, constantly going over it because I'm monitoring the people at the site that I'm spending the money on. Are you doing the work? Do we have the right materials? What time did this one come to work? How much the work did they get done? So that alone, sourcing the materials. Do we have the materials? Do we have to drive all over Africa to get the materials? Do we have to send for the materials from somewhere else? So it that alone, the building itself and rearing JoJo, that alone is that in and of itself is a work that belongs to one single person. It's not divided work. And I can tell you this, that this guy called Jackson, my driver, he's more than a driver at this point. He's like the host. He is on top of these workmen. He's right, he's left. Okay. And he is bringing that male energy that we need to be assertive and directive. And I've never once like put him in a position where he doesn't feel like he has control. So I give Jackson control over these laborers and they respect him to get things done, right? And he's a young kid and he sees the vision and he has his intelligence, and he would not be nowhere around me if I was with the foolishness, right? So I must give yes, Tiffany, I do need an assistant. So I must give it up to these Tanzanian young men. Their manhood is like up here. Okay? And you give out the responsibility of somebody you can trust, and they will prove themselves over and over and over again to be consistently trustworthy. And so my hats are off to Jackson, to Frank, to all of these guys who show up and show out. Like when I need something to be done, it's done, and they're consistent with it. So yeah, it really is. Yeah, Andy says, do we have to drive all over Africa to get the materials? Yes. Sometimes it looked like that. It looked like, because it's not in Dar es Salaam, it's in Arusha, and if it's not in Arusha, maybe it's from South Africa. I ain't driving all the way over to South Africa. You have to send it for South Africa, then it's twice the cost of the material. That alone is a lot on top of fundraising, right? So fundraising requires consistency. There should be a fundraising manager who is doing that so that we can administer that portion of things. Because how it works is I say what needs to be done, Jackson relays that, then the Fundi gives an estimate, and then we crunch the numbers based on the estimate and the materials, and then we have to pay a deposit to the Fundi to begin the work. And then when the work continues and we procure the materials, then after that's completed, then the Fundi gets the remainder of his work, of his payment. But and the Fundi that I'm working on with now, he's a cement Fundi, so he does most of the cement work. Like, I want to keep him around, so I have to have work for him. So before he completes one job, because I don't want him to leave the job, because if he leaves the job, it's going to be hard to get him back. So I just have to keep him employed at the site. So, there's just a lot that goes on while trying to raise funds, and I can't do both things well. So that's how the process works.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tiffany says she's coming to interview. Okay, come through. Come on through, Tiffany. But remember, honey, I am absolute. Right? I'm not the kind of person, you might like me on YouTube, you might not like to work for me. Thank you, Malthazar. Okay. Malthazar said, I just want to see if you would answer. Yes, I do answer. I do answer everyone. So the PayPal is buyblackbusiness@gmail.com. BUYBLACK business@gmail.com. Right. So let me see if I could put it in here. So Nolv, you wanted to add something, sweetie?
Yes, you can also donate the GoFundMe. So make sure that
Yes.
you're accessing that as well, because it's time. It's time that we support Black business. This time that we support each other, that we know and understand. She did a great job talking about politically the position that we're in Black, as Black folks all around the world, and it's good to have a safe place that we can come to. And if we're not going to create it, which is what our sister is doing, if we're not going to create that space, then who is? If we're not going to donate and invest in ourselves, then who is going to do it? It's going to take you. It's going to take me, all of us working together, whether it's bringing sheets and lineage, I'm going to say some limages, but bringing sheets and linens in your suitcase when you come, bringing tools, if it's going without a coffee next week so that you can send $5, whatever it is that you can do, or 100 or 200, which will guarantee with $200, it's going to guarantee that you can stay for 7. Where can you stay for 7? You can't even stay at Big Mama house for 7 days.
I'm,
have you
I'm telling you.
on running her up and down the street to take her over her friend house, over to church. You would have spent that in gas, and then Big Mama don't cook no more, so you're gonna have to eat out. I'm just saying.
It's transferable and it doesn't expire. So
Right.
you don't have to use up your whole week. You can leave, go to Zanzibar, go to Arusha, come right back, go for 2 days and come back. You can transfer the rest to your cousin Mamie if you didn't want to use all of it at the same time. So it is transferable. This is not a hard and fast situation where, and this is one of the reasons why I'm not really interested in seeking like hard, heavy investors, because I do have those people, but I'm dealing with people's housing. I'm dealing with people's repatriation, and people are going to be repatriating. There is going to be one or two who ain't got no money. There is going to be one or two who are going to come who don't really have a lot, but they just need to get on the ground, and they have the tools or the skills or the education or the mentality or the personality, and they can get by, and they just need somewhere to start from, right? And I'm okay to be that, but I don't want somebody breathing down my life. Well, where my money? Where my money? Where my money? Where my money? When Shaniqua just needed a place to be for like a good 7 days until she figured it out, right? When she, maybe she's a builder, or maybe she's somebody who is in the Army Corps of Engineers, or maybe she's somebody, but she just isn't in a tough spot at the moment, and she just needed somebody somewhere to rock and roll until she moves on to the next place where she could figure it out, right? So I'm dealing with people's housing, and I'm dealing with people's transition into Africa. I don't want people to come and have a negative concept of Africa. I want people to come and remember something beautiful, something peaceful, something that they will keep with them and cherish with them, that when they pick up the phone and call back home, they're like, well, I came to Africa and it was the most beautiful place I've ever seen. That's what I want people to tell other people. I don't want them to call and say, they stole my money, they robbed me, there ain't no snacks. Snacks. I don't need nobody to say to go on the computer and say there are no snacks. Okay, I don't need that. Right? I need people who I'm putting, people wonder like, Renee, like why do you cook, and Why do you invite people to your house? And why do you bring these little children over for play dates? And I do this because I am seeding something in your consciousness that you're going to go and share. It's one of the things that we learn in the world of the travel industry, that people go and they tell their friends. They went to Hawaii, they had a great time, they come back and they tell 10 people. Okay, they went to Atlantic City for 10 days and it was the worst in the world. They're going to come back and tell everybody. Okay, so whether good or bad, people talk about their trip, they talk about their flight, they talk about their experience, they talk about how good it was. But you have to remember that this is a journey that people have been trying to take for 400 years. 400 years. That means your mama been trying to go, her grandma been trying to go, the one before that been trying to go. The one they ripped the one from Africa and dragged her there, she was trying to come back, right? For 400 years, that energy has been bounded up and tied up inside of you. So when you come through here and you come into my hands, I'm trying to bring you into a place of light and love. I'm trying to receive you like a newborn baby. Ain't nobody trying to have no baby that they having a bad time. I'm trying to give the baby a good time. I'm trying to give you a good time. Come and see and feel and appreciate the Africa that I love, the Africa that I experience, the Africa that I know is good for your soul and good for your person. Walk the beach barefoot. The beach in front of the house is one of the cleanest beaches I've seen in all of Dar es Salaam. And I dare you, I believe me when I tell you, come to Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Go to all these beaches and go to this beach in front of the Exodus House. It is one of the cleanest beaches. It is not very occupied. It's in a little cove. There isn't a lot of debris floating out on the sea, no broken glass, no crazy stuff. As a matter of fact, when this is done, I'm going to post a picture of JoJo on that beach today at the making sandcastles, and you're going to see what her experience is like, right? I think even for this card for this live, that was JoJo on this beach. That's what that beach is. There is enough to walk, to see. I'm making green spaces. I'm making grass grow where grass ain't growing in over 30 years. Because I want you to come and put your feet on the ground. I want you to have that magnetic vibration with the earth. I want you to receive this vibration when you come here so that you can feel like you belong here and you can calibrate yourself to here. I don't want you to look over your shoulder. I don't want you to be like, I wish I was back in America. No.
Eating snacks.
Exactly. I want you to leave. Yes, people can donate bed linens, curtains if they're coming. Of course, please send me an email. I'm gonna tell you how you do that. So to donate, you can do Exodus Africa 1. So bed sheets and curtains. Okay. At gmail.com. Okay, so soft linens, new stuff though. Don't be bringing no old none of them stained sheets that you don't want no more. We don't want them either. don't be bringing the ugly linen you ain't want neither either. Okay. Yes, let me see. I'll be done by April. I can be done very quickly. I could be done by Christmas. I can be done with this thing by Christmas. It's now December. JoJo is the 5th. JoJo's birthday is less than 30 days. And I could be done quickly if I have the resources, but the energy is used up in building the thing that the fundraising is not receiving a lot of attention. So I need to probably either make somebody in charge of this fundraising that is more consistent, that people are more consistent about donating or more consistent about whatever it is that they feel that they can donate, tools, sheets, whatever, I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been, maybe this is a good time. She's asleep. Maybe this is a good time. I hope I don't lose connection. But some of the things that, because it's a lot of space, right? And it needs artwork. And I'm a big do-it-yourselfer. I know how to paint. I know how to create craft. And I've painted a lot of beautiful things in my past. And so what I want to do is I'm making the artwork that goes into the space. So a lot of the artwork that's going to be on the walls, I'm doing it myself. So I need certain kind of brushes. I have the brush, I have the paints, I have some of the things that I need to be able to create that. Um, I've been procuring materials to be able to do that. So yeah, so linens are going to be a big thing. Curtains are going to be a big thing. If you would like to donate curtains, email me. I'll go down there and I'll measure what the dimensions of the curtains that I would need. I'm trying to stay consistent with queen size beds. I may do probably bunk beds in some rooms for people who are traveling with children. So maybe a queen size bed and a bunk bed. Um, so that would give you an idea of the kind of sheets that I would need. And someone else did make a post about having 407 generations, you have to go back. Yes. Somebody asked if I can get exactly, yeah, no more, no one old broke, right? Old broke. It's an old broke is a Jamaican term for saying your old crap. We ain't want your old crap.
No. No.
Yes.
So how much?
Yes.
How much would you? When I was listening to Renee, I was thinking, how much would you pay for your freedom? And so, for your freedom, a small donation to help the Exodus House. How much would you pay to be free? To be able to drive in your car and not worry about being stopped by the police, if this is going to be a deadly stop, if this is going to be your last stop. How much would you pay to have your children be able to run and play and experience pure freedom and happiness? How much would you pay for a peace of mind? To be able to walk on the beach and experience love? How much would you pay for that? It is worth all of that. And then think about the cost. Think about how what you'd be able to pay to save somebody else's life. Shaniqua's life. Someone else who's right here in the chat beside you. Not only is Renee working to save her life and to save JoJo, she's working to save you and to save me. And you have that same opportunity. You have that same opportunity to be Moses, to be a modern day Moses right now with the Exodus House in this time. And so, really think about giving, really think about how your dollar, your $5, your $50, your $1,000, your $2,000, your $50,000 gift could be a blessing to Renee to turn it all around so that our people are safe and are happy, and that we're creating a world where we not only live but we thrive. That's really the decision that's before you today. Is as you want to create a world, and as much as we talk about this creation and manifesting being an inside job, the second half of that, after you get this mental picture of how you want to live in the world that you want to raise your children, the second part of that is opening up your phone, going into your wallet, and giving so that you can change the world. And you can. You can.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Sonal. Let me not lose this lady's. Who's December 14th? You're December 14th, Sonal? You are? Yay! Yes. Oh my gosh. So I know all about you people. Oh, look at that. Life Little Things, December 11th, and Empress Vibes is December the 12th. My gosh. That's fantastic. Okay. All right. Okay, Queens. Queens of the repatriation. Okay, so one person had asked the question, how long does it take to ship to me? Okay, all right, here. So Akita says, how long does it take? I have never I have never shipped anything. What I have been doing is I've ordered the things online and I have it shipped to somebody's home who is coming, and then that person puts it in their suitcase, or I pay for the extra baggage, and then they bring it in. Okay? So I have not like gone through the whole shipping route, but for me it was not a good idea at the time because I didn't want to spend the money to bring stuff that was here, bring my stuff here and buy it twice and then ship and clear it and bring it here. I would not do that. Um, Unless I was like shipping a car or something. I personally wouldn't do that. There are items that are necessary if you're a builder, if you're whatever your tool or your trade is, make sure you bring the tools of your trade. Don't just, think about your clothes. It's better to have tools that you can make a living from rather than clothes. You can always buy clothes, and the clothes that you bring in, go want them when you get here, no way. So, focus on the tools. So Akita, what I would say to you is if you would like to purchase things, I can coordinate with the people who are coming because I know enough, I'm communicating with enough people who are coming that I can have things, sent to them. So, at this point in the game, I'm trying to procure light fixtures because that's going to be my next thing. Like on the ground floor alone is 20, I've counted 22 lights. And I have to be careful about the kind of lights that I'm using as well because Crystalist is December 7th. All right, honey. Yes, all you people. There you go. Right. I have to be careful of the lights because the kind of what do you call it? The salinization in the air. I don't want to get big fancy lights and then it starts to rust and corrode. So I have to be very careful of the kind of lights that I'm using, and I have to pay attention to the voltage of the lights that I'm purchasing as well. I've bought 4 lights downstairs. I bought them here locally, and those lights I paid 3 times the amount of money of what those lights cost coming from, if I let's say if I bought it from off of Amazon, but at the same time it will be in a box, and how do you get the box here and how do you ship it here, and so it would still rack up the cost. So, and the voltage is correct. So, like either which way I slice it, I'm trying to like do things like that little by little that I'm not overwhelmed at the point when I need the lights and like I'm scrambling. I don't have enough lights. I don't have money for lights. So I'm just doing things little by little. I'm trying to forethink and foreplan what is coming next so that I can say, okay, I've had this conversation and I know how this point is going to go. So yeah, appliances, linens, furnishings, those are things that are coming. But the way how I feel is this. I believe that if I'm able to do enough pre-reservations, that I will be able to raise the money to close what I'm looking to do. So I think I don't have any despair. I would need donations, yes, and I need the support, yes. But for those of you who are looking to come and asking me, will it be done in April? The best way to secure if it's going to be done in April is to make a pre-reservation, and that would qualify you as a founder. And I will include you in the mural. I will include you in a lot of other things, but you will also be able to get that 1 week or 7 whole days at the Exodus house in one of these swanky design rooms. So, yes. So yes, I do. I have met a traveling sister. I gave her my number. The mistake I make, I didn't take her number, so she hasn't contacted me with me. I did let her know that I was interested in doing a fundraiser for those who are left behind. And so herself and African Tigress, they both have my contact information to get that fund going on. So I have communicated with other people. I've reached out to other YouTubers. But I guess everybody's busy. This repatriation movement is serious. So I don't think for a minute that they like snowed me or they're not communicating. Yes, she's in Dar now. I don't think that they're not communicating. I think they're all being snowed with the same amount of communications. So yes, the pre-reservations, how you do that, you go ahead and send me an email. You send me an email at Exodus Africa 1 with your dates, okay? And the pre-reservations will guarantee that it's done. Oh God, somebody said, ew, not the snacks.
Yeah.
That is the snacks. Can you imagine? I wonder what happened to them snack folks. Where they at?
Right. Was when you take your attention off things, they tend to disappear. So,
But I met with a lady who has been in Ghana for over 2 years. I met her this week, and I'm like, how you go from Ghana to Tanzania? Like, what's going on? And she's like, Ghana, don't go to Ghana. She's like, Ghana, she said, don't go to Ghana. She said, Accra is it needs cleaning. That's the friendliest word I can say. It needs care and love. That is the friendliest way I can put what she said. Okay? And so she has returned, she's repatriated from Ghana to Tanzania to see this East Africa, to see what it's about. So yeah, and I said, I'm thinking of doing a live. Would you be willing to come on with me? Let me see. Okay. Thank you, Akita. Yes, Akita, send me the email. Send me the email, Exodus Africa, the numeral 1 at gmail.com. So if you send me an email, I can help to coordinate. I have one lady that's coming on, I think the 14th. So she's coming within 7 days. And she is taking an extra bag, a whole entire extra bag. Okay, I just paid somebody else $200 to bring an extra bag. And so I had a bunch of things come in. But I do need a considerable amount more. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to go about this in the future. Okay. Okay, so Salitha says the most needed for the completion of the Exodus house, and what's a good shipping source? Okay, the most needed at this point, I So the tiles, the tiling work, the appliances, those other things are going to be sourced here, okay? The things that can be sourced outside can be the linens, the sheets, curtains, things of that nature. Those things can be sourced from outside of Tanzania. The quality is not very good, and they're very expensive, right? So you can send me an email. Thank you, Sanov. Yes, so you can send me an email, please, of like towels, linens, things of that nature. Shipping source for us is DHL. I'm not sure about like the big stuff because you'd have to pay customs on that. And after you pay customs, uh, you begin to wonder the value of if it's necessary or all this stuff, you know. Um, so yes, so I'm on right now. I'm on lighting fixtures, and those things I think, but it also depends on the voltage. So I'm carefully reading what the voltage is. I'm looking at the light fixtures to see if it could stand up to the sun. I'm looking at all different kinds of things with the lighting fixtures. And appliances have to be sourced here because the voltage here is 220. You guys are coming from 120. So, washing machine, a refrigerator, and stove. Those are the major appliances that are going to be needed. And what else? So I've paid for the electrical wiring, but I also need the plumbing. So plumbing fixtures, and complete re-navigation of the plumbing system. Those things have to be sourced. So if someone is coming, Salithia, if you have someone who's coming, or if you want me to do something special so you can have a look at what we're doing in detail, you can have a better understanding of what needs to be done. So we're just trying our best here with what is available. The next thing we're ordering is the windows. So windows are okay. So there are 33 windows on the property. The total for the entire window is something like, I think, 15 million T shilling for the windows only. That works out to be about 7,000 US dollars for just windows. That I'm not talking about removing the old corroded ironworks, installing and fabricating the new ironwork. That I've already paid for. Excuse me. With the exception of the big ones that go in the front. We're not talking about any of that stuff. We're just talking about windows. So here the Turks actually, well, Malthazar said, wow, that's crazy. But listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about that 7,000 T shilling, the 7,000 US dollar. Do you know how much that 7,000 US dollars, how many windows that could get you in America? Wow. Maybe 3 or 4. That would not do much for you in America. I'm talking 33 windows with double glazed panels and the mosquito net to keep out the mosquitoes, the mosquito screens to keep out the mosquitoes. So these are huge windows, okay? Because the windows are almost half the size of, in some of the rooms, the windows are the size of the wall. So these are ginormous windows. And this includes, I think, the PVC door on the front of the house. So there is a significant amount of work. But like I said, pre-reservations, let's see. Okay, Serenity. Serenity says, how can we donate to the Exodus House? So Serenity, I'm going to put back the PayPal. I'm going to put it right here for you. So there it is, Serenity. So use the PayPal, buyblackbusiness@gmail.com. It's going to come up as Proudly Global Strategies. That is the name of my LLC. That is me. I'm the same person. I am one. And I'm just going through the questions here. Akita says, $30 to bring an extra bag. If someone is coming early, I wouldn't mind assisting with the cost to get some linen to that person. Okay, so Akita, it depends. International, it depends on the cost of the bag. So a whole entire extra bag itself outside of somebody's 2 carry-on is $200 per bag if you're coming on Qatar. So please email me and let me go ahead and organize whoever. Let's see, just curious, is it possible to buy a house or can you only rent in Tanzania? I know you can't own land, but you can have property for business. You can, exactly. If you're a business owner and you're going to invest in land, you can own, quote unquote, own the land. But listen to me carefully. Nobody in Tanzania owns the land. The Tanzanian people do not own land. The land is owned by the government of Tanzania. The Tanzanian people engages in a long-term lease from the government. Okay, so nobody really owns land. So you as a business, you can also engage in a long-term lease. You can also invest in the land, but you cannot own the land. Okay, you can only have long leases and continue to renew your long leases. Okay. I'm trying to get out of America and make the move there. It seems as if the shipping will be too much. I'd rather help invest in your project by setting up recurring payments. So, Lisa, that would help tremendously. Please use the PayPal. Akita says she sent an email. Okay. Thank you, Akita. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Sonal. Sonal, I know you lead a busy life, and I know you're doing your video. I saw that you launched your merch. It is extremely beautiful. Girl, I have the logo for the merch. I have the logo for my merch that I made in May.
Wow.
May, and I have not yet done a damn thing with it. So I'm help, Sonal, help.
You just have to email me your logo, what you want on it, and just let me do it virtually.
Yeah, I have it, so I can show it to you. Yeah.
And then just
Yeah.
that way. So, because some things I can still do to help here. So
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, I appreciate that. But you,
I was
hmm?
sharing your link everywhere. I was just telling people, come on, donate. I was just on Facebook. You were sitting there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't. You know what, Sanov? I haven't since like Sanov is she is in my Facebook group that I started a while back earlier on this year.
Yeah.
African Exodus after Rona, because we saw that this coronavirus is going to give us a brand new America, and it was time to leave. It was time to get the hell up on out of there, right? And I have quite a number of people in that group, and but we weren't really like planning. I created the group to plan that people could strategize with each other, like, okay, I'm gonna be out. I've got $10, you got 20, let's put it together and get the hell up on out of here. That's what I wanted to see happen. We need to start this repatriation together from there. We need to start this African mentality together from there, because we have this capitalistic mentality of me, myself, and I, and division, and we're not succeeding very well. We need to be partnering with other families, with other people who are of like minds, and pooling together our resources, instead of having all of these different families who can't find a house. Why can't we have the families who are coming together under one roof to find a house?
Yeah.
Why can't we have the families who are doing susu together to save up for that plane ticket, so that everybody could be on track and leave at the same time? Why can't you build those communities amongst yourselves? And that's what I wanted that Facebook group to be about. But it doesn't seem like we're going. It's a hard nut to crack.
It is. It's not easy at all. It's
Yeah.
easy. And people, I think, who kind of started out saying that they were going, I don't know where they, where people are in their plan still. It's, yeah. And that's really, really sad as well. But, I'm glad that you did this broadcast today, because don't rest on your laurels. It's not going to get better just because you have a new president in the office. Don't sleep. Don't go back to sleep. It's time now. If the money is going to come back up, with Joe Biden while he's there. His time, if that money's going to come back up, the monies that we have lost, many of us have lost, and jobs that we have lost, investments that we've lost, it's time to take that money and start packing it and saving it and sending it to help with the Exodus house so we can get on out of here.
Exactly, exactly. Anja Africa says, in order to do that, you need to trust. We don't and can't trust one another, and unfortunately, this is true. That is the very first thing that I have to break. We have to break in our mentality. Is this mentality that we cannot trust each other? Okay, because um, unfortunately, there are many people who are not trustworthy. But I can tell you, when you come to the continent, you're gonna find people who you can trust. You're
Mm-hmm.
gonna find that that word trust does exist, but it cannot exist in a capitalistic country where people are, designed to steal and rob and take from each other. But when you come to places like this, you're gonna find that there are people who are building each other up, right? Who are looking to build you up and not break you down and not take from you and not take anything away from you. You know, it really is a hold on a second, let me just cover Miss Long Legs over here.
I mean, there are really some good people out here. And if I hadn't been able to trust Renee, and I trust with Renee with, a lot of the secrets that I wouldn't tell anyone else. And when I'm asking and want to know a question about Magafuli, I'm asking Renee. I'm not asking nobody else. I'm not, because one, I'm a YouTuber, so I have to be careful what I say to who, because people will try to, use that and copy stuff, and it be somewhere you don't need it to be. And so I know that I can trust her. I know that I can. We have talked about some stuff. And so that's the thing. There are people out here that you can trust. There are people, and people who mean you well, and who mean you. The problem is, we give so much. I say this all the time on, over on my channel. We give so much attention to the bad apples. And the one thing, when everyone's talking about snacks, for example, over in Ghana, people were sharing it and all. Won't you just take a moment and share the Exodus House? Share this broadcast on your social media page. Share it with another family member. Share it with somebody, because it's time that we really support Black men. You got that GoFundMe link? Copy it in your browser. Copy it right here, just like I just did, and then go share it with somebody, because it's
Thank
time that we
you.
share good news. Good news. Good news.
Thank you. And I must also say that a lot of you who are coming, a lot of you, I mean, I cuss some of y'all out all day long, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, that a lot of people who are coming are the salt of the earth, are the kind of people that you want to get to know, that you want to have a meal with, that you want to laugh with, that you want to get to, these people are really genuine. So you find the ones that they want to see us all, succeed. And I feel good about the community that I've created around me. Like I have the Rainbow family. I have Victor and Mary and their children that are around the corner from me. Mama and Jerry's across the street from the Exodus house. We have Lynx and Koki. We have Ashley and her family that they've just moved to the neighborhood. And it just feels good that, if something should happen, I have people, they have me, they have people, we have each other. So ain't none of us are out here by ourselves, on our own, right? And a lot of the mothers, I see mothers coming with their little babies, and I didn't realize that Jojo had started a movement on her own, that a lot of single mothers, they're looking at these videos and they're going, I want that for my daughter. I want that for my child. And they're coming, they're answering, and they're here. And we are now partnering, and we're now doing play dates, and we're now interacting and communicating because we see the necessity of building these communities. So you're not coming here to be by yourself. I'm going to explain something to you. The lifestyle that you're living in America, right, where you have 90 days of sunshine in the summer and the rest of the time you're locked up in the house and you have to figure out how to craft and how to sew and how to this and how to that and how to do things by yourself alone in the dark. It doesn't work like that when you come to Africa. No, everybody's out here in these streets. Everybody, there is so much fun. There's so much going on. There's so much people. There's so much life here. There's so much life. There's so much life. So what you think this is going to be is not. It's not, because your whole environment is going to change. Serenity asks, is her husband and her has a graphic multimedia company? Yes, bring your equipment. Bring the equipment that you can use. That's the stuff you ship. You don't ship no sofa.
Yeah.
Don't ship no sofa. Okay? Don't ship your multimedia stuff. That's the stuff you ship. You want to, ship the stuff that you want, right? Right? That's what you need to do. Right? So we just need to come. It's time for us to go home. It's time for us to go home. It's time for us to leave them alone. Let if they're looking for somebody to put in jail, let them put white folk in jail. If they're looking for somebody to kill, let them kill the white folk. If they're looking for somebody to cause problems, let them cause problems with their white folk. I'm not saying to spit in the eye of your ancestors who fought and built, but you'll be doing yourself and your ancestor a disservice if you have the opportunity to leave and you don't, and you sit there talking about you waiting for it to come back. Listen, it's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse from it is today. From it is today, right? Look at this election. Let me ask you something. In 4 years' time, this grimy election of 2020, in 4 years' time, what do you think that election is going to look like?
Yes. Yes.
It is only going to get worse. A lot of people have not paid their rent. A lot of people are going to be homeless. The moratorium on housing that has fallen through. The shelters are, there. I saw a New York Times article the other day, or was a New York Post article the other day talking about the dwellers, the subway dwellers. Like, people have moved down into the subway of New York City. Listen, get out while you can. Get out while you can.
Yes.
Get out while you can. Get out while you have the resources. Get thee up on out of there, right?
Mm-hmm. Now is the time.
Yep. Yes, exactly. Yes. Anything that you can bring here. I'm doing tomorrow in my house. Yep. Corvette, 78 vet, everything must go. 78 vet says everything must go, and that's how everything must go, right? Everything must go. Refuse no sales. Refuse no sales. Sell it all. Only bring tools. Anything that you can use to make a living from. Anything that you can use to make an income from. That is the stuff that you want. The internet is still alive. Stuff online, which I'm going to do some posting about that, because I need to figure out this postage system, because I'm making things. I'm trying to figure out how am I that with the postage situation. That is my from here to, let's say, Sonal is back home in America. She's tired of, giving out money to all of these channels. I want to be able to sell something that you have something tangible. Okay, I got a little something for my money. I've been on that from the minute I started, to receive funds. So there are a lot of things to navigate to try to figure out what's going on. Yes, Akita, homelessness in California is outrageous, but homelessness in New York is in this winter. Can you imagine people without a home in the dead of winter? Yeah, yeah, it's a very serious thing. It's a very serious thing, right? Let me see.
Yeah, this homelessness situation in the tent cities is just
Hmm.
escalating. It's even here in the South, and we have one of the lowest cost of livings in the United States, and it's we have tent
Hmm.
cities here behind the Walmart.
Yeah, tense,
Mhm.
tense, right? And these people are not like, they're not unintelligent or a special kind of stupid. It's the society that is sick. It is a society that is sick.
Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, it's coming. Y'all need to start, right? Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. That this Donald Trump, he's not gonna let this election just go like this. He's a malignant narcissist through and through, and he's gonna hold on to this power in any way, shape, or form that he can. Him, his kids. Are you crazy? He is God. He thinks he's God. President of the United States, he thinks he is God right now. You want him to think this is over?
no, and
He's gonna bust a cap. He's gonna bust a cap in somebody's butt before he
he goes
goes out
out.
like that. Best believe.
Best believe.
Best he's
Yeah, Anja, Africa, Jackie, thank y'all. I'm glad y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. LT, Owen, there's other
yes.
people I shared. Thank y'all for coming on in. But it's exactly what you're saying. I'm almost a little, not really afraid, but just a little wondering what it's going to be like when Biden and Harris walk in that first day, because all of the warfare that their warfare that goes on, biological warfare, the things they're doing, even with mosquitoes and ticks. I would not be able to lay in the white. I wouldn't. It would be a long before I would even be able to land. For them to think that on that day, even shaking hands with any of the GOP or shaking hands with Trump, touching the Bible from the Supreme Court. I mean, the person who does it is a GOP. I wouldn't trust nothing. You hear me? I wouldn't trust the sheets. I would not trust water.
Oh, but
Nothing.
oh, but if Biden wins, though, who has control of the Senate?
Right now,
Who's
you're right. Still,
who has control of the Senate? Okay, right. So you're gonna have this deadlock, gridlock it went through 4 years under Barack Obama, 8 years under Barack Obama, now 4 years under Trump, and then another deadlock in the Senate for years and years. That's 16 years of your entire life just gonna go up in smoke.
right. You're gonna be fighting again. It's all over again. So don't think that they're not going to be working on law changes. They're going to use this as a way to catapult changes to more stringent changes on voting laws and voting rules, because that was the whole thing about the lawsuit and about the whole speeches that they were doing this morning about this lawsuit was about how voters vote and who dead people and all. They're bringing up all these old lies. Don't think that you're not safe now. You're not safe with either party. They're both two sides of the coin. And don't rest and think that you are. Get your stuff together. My daughter told me I can take one suitcase. Get your little suitcase, whatever you can take, and come on I'm trying to get more. I got some stuff I really like. I don't know what I'm gonna do, y'all. So pray. Because I'm trying to get out of here soon.
Yes, honey. Yes. Sanal, I'm gonna wrap this up. Anything you want to share before we go?
I just want to share again just how proud I am of you and just how much
Oh, thank you.
so proud of you, Renee. And just how much I love you. You are my sister. When
Yes,
we talk at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know. I
yes,
write her
ma'am.
at 2 or 3. She writes me at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Hubby knows exactly who it is. He's like, oh, it's just Renee. You know, my sister. And I share things with her that I don't share with with anyone else about my repat
Yes,
journey and what's going on. We are just connected, and so I know that you can trust her because I trust her. I trust
yes, ma'am.
her,
Thank you.
and I love her, absolutely love her. So I'm hoping that you guys are really considering making a donation, and you're really considering going ahead and getting that package, $200 where you can stay.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and do that so you can stay, and so I can see you there, and we can watch.
Yes.
We can fly kites, and we can go out on the beach. The other thing, you know, that I wanted to say is that I'm grateful for all of you because one of the biggest supporters for my channel are people from Tanzania, and so I know that
Oh.
yeah, I have a lot. One of the largest groups are from Tanzania, and so I'm just
Hmm.
grateful to you, Renee, for all the help that you have given to my channel by allowing me to come on. It's just really been a blessing to me, and I don't take
Yes.
lightly this opportunity, and I appreciate you so much.
Yes, Mama. Thank you so very much. And I wish you a tremendous amount of support. All the support that you have given me, I hope it returns to you tenfold because we need to see our queens show up and show the way and support us. Those of us that have some kind of sense that we need people like you on this continent. Yes, Mama.
One more
We don't
time.
need no snack. We don't need no snack thirsty people who we don't need the snack thirsty people who all they can think about is their snacks. Okay? We need people who are concerned about the future and the welfare of our people, right? And I think I've chosen very well in choosing Tanzania. And I know that those of you who come here and who follow me here and you choose to come here, you're going to really, really love this experience because there's a lot here for you. So with that, I'm going to thank y'all so much for your support. Thank you for the messages. Please go ahead, send me emails, send me communication. You might be able to get linens or whatnot, and I can connect with people who are coming this way, right? So anything that you can do to donate to the project, we're doing tiles, we're painting, we're getting windows, we're doing a variety of different things, but this is upon us now, right? There are people that we have right now in Tanzania that need a place to be today. Okay? So, I want to be in the position that if somebody says, listen, I'll need a room, I'll have, I just need a place to be. Okay, I need to be able to do that because too many of us are running and we don't want to go back. We want to stay and we want to try to make it,
Never go.
right? So, yes. And so many of us right now, we don't like the hotel we're in. We don't like the money we're spending in the place. Too many of us now are, repatriating and don't know their elbow from their air hole and they're trying to figure out which way to go. There are too many of us. We need to be together and we need to be learning from each other and we need to be helping each other together on this journey. And that is what the space and this place is. So I appreciate y'all so very much. Thank you, Sonal, for your time. Thank you all so much for your contributions and your questions. No, I do not know a shipping company, but if you email me, I know of people who may know of people, but it depends on where the things are coming from. This is East Africa. You have to consider our geographical location. The East Africa is more expensive than West Africa. The laws here are different. There's value added tax on everything of something like 16%. So you have to think very carefully if you want to pay that 16% on top of something you've already bought and pay to ship and now pay to clear. Okay, so you have to do those considerations and calculations. Thank you all so much. Wow, it's been 3 hours, but
I know.
hey, we got a lot in. We said what we needed to say, and I hope those who watch in the future get some value and power from it. All right, thank you. Good night, everyone. Please continue to donate. Yeah, bye bye. Thank
Bye.
you.